The Nuggets face the Heat in Game 5 of the Finals. Were the Nuggets able to win their first championship in franchise history? Or were the Heat able to stay alive and force a Game 6?
Adebayo, great fake on Green. Got the contact, put it in. Now we're tied.
Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani face off against the AL West leading Texas Rangers.
Shohei swings and drives the ball deep out there into center field.
Tampa Bay Rays look to cool off the Oakland A's.
Here's the pitch and swung on, hit the left center up the alley. Long run for series.
Plus, the latest news from around the NFL as DeAndre Hopkins meet with the Titans.
And I was trying to figure out if it was going to be the money push for DeAndre Hopkins.
This is Sports Center All Night.
Bowser skies this one. And they don't spike. Kennedy looking for it and it drops. Stanford wins.
Here's Jay Reynolds.
Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM, Channel 80. It was a year ago the city of Denver was celebrating the Stanley Cup championship for the Colorado Avalanche. Denver going into Monday with the opportunity on the table to host another championship celebration this year. Nuggets taking a 3-1 series lead into Game 5 against the Heat. Miami, though, ready to play. They had a 2-point lead after the first quarter. They led by 7 at the half. Heat out in front by as much as 10. That 10-point lead, though, was the largest that either team had all night. By the stretch run of the fourth quarter, we had a game.
87-86 Heat. Murray to the right, has Adebayo defending. Bounce pass to Jokic against Martin at the free throw line. Jokic puts it on the deck, drives and scores. Denver back in front. Murray inbound to KCP, right back to Murray. Through the screen of Jokic, drives, fades, fires, missed it, rebound, weak side, Bruce Brown, and puts it back up and in. Denver by 1.
Nuggets would have a 3-point lead. Miami with the ball. Jimmy Butler trying to make something happen.
Jimmy Butler's been the man in the fourth quarter. Butler against Murray. Butler giving everything he's got. Cut off in the lane with 5. Turns it over on the pass outside. KCP with it. Fouled at half court, 24 seconds to go.
Butler with a rough turnover, trapped in the lane, tried to dish it off. KCP right there for the Nuggets. Miami would then find itself with another opportunity, still down 3.
Here we go. Adebayo's handed the ball. Finds Butler at the top. 23 seconds to go. Down 3. Butler one dribble. Handoff for Robinson. Nearly stolen. Back to Butler. Contested 3. Missed it. Rebound. Bruce Brown. Miami has to foul. They do with 14 seconds to go.
Not a great look at that point for Butler. Denver grabs the rebound, makes the free throws, and the party was on.
Rebound. Caldwell Pope. 10 seconds to go. Miami's not going to foul. No team in NBA history's waited longer. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets are finally NBA champions. They take down the Heat in 5 games. The Nuggets, the 2023 NBA champs.
47-year wait. That's the most seasons prior to your first title. The Nuggets with their 44th playoff series before winning their first NBA championship. That's the most by any team prior to its first title. 5th team to win the NBA championship in their first appearance in the finals over the last 40 years. It's a 94-89 win in Game 5. Denver takes the series in 5. Nikola Jokic, he's named the finals MVP. He spoke with our Lisa Salters.
Nikola, they didn't go away. You had to take it. What was the difference down the stretch?
We knew it. They're a great team. They're a great team, intelligent team, amazing team that I respect a lot. It was an amazing effort by the team. You know, it was an ugly game. We couldn't make shots, but at the end we figured out how to defend, and they scored 80-something or 90 points. So that's why we won the game.
Yeah, Coach Malone said that he wasn't sure how the team would handle this situation. You've never been in a finals closeout game before. He thought maybe you guys were a little bit tight, missing free throws, missing some wide open shots. Did you feel that?
I mean, that's why basketball is a fun sport, you know. That's why it's a live thing. You cannot say, oh, this is going to happen. It's always, you know, there is so many factors, and I'm just happy that we won the game.
And now you are an NBA champion, Nikola. How does that feel?
It's good. It's good. the job is done. We can go home now.
Nikola Jokic, first player in NBA history to lead all players in points, rebounds, and assists in a single postseason. Jokic had 600 points, 279 rebounds, and 190 assists this postseason. He is the lowest drafted player to win the Finals MVP. He was drafted 41st overall. You heard the game here on ESPN Radio. PJ Carlesimo, Doris Burke had the call alongside Mark Kestisher. Mark?
The Denver Nuggets, NBA champs, first time 47 seasons in the league. They knock off the Miami Heat, 94-89 in Game 5. And Doris Burke, Nikola Jokic missed out on winning a third straight MVP in the regular season. He was outstanding the whole postseason. He won the Bill Russell MVP award.
In historically great run to the NBA Finals and his NBA Finals trophy. I hope the disrespect of Nikola Jokic is finally put to rest. His performances were extraordinary. PJ talked about the numbers, the 30, 20, 10, the 10 triple-doubles in the postseason. But it goes beyond that. It's who he is as a player, the passing skills, which elevate his teammates, the unselfishness, the better defense than you expect. And Jamal Murray, to have been down and out for 2 postseasons, to have your fan base at times question you for not playing a season ago. PJ, the patience, the persistence of Jamal Murray, and the overall organizational approach, it is something to behold here in Denver.
I absolutely agree with you, Doris. Michael Malone did such a fantastic job. They trailed 51-44 at halftime and didn't look very good doing it. They came out and basically in the first 4.5 minutes of the third quarter put themselves back in the game. But what they did in the second half, they held Miami to 30% from the field, 25% from the three-point line, and 38 points. They outscored them 50-38 in the second half. They did it with defense. The defense was magnificent. All kinds of people stepped up. 2 double-doubles, Michael Porter Jr. and, of course, Nikola Jokic, and 1 double-double out of the Miami group.
Meanwhile, Jimmy Butler clearly didn't have all his powers in this series. He looked even less than that tonight, yet still made a fourth-quarter run to keep Miami in it, keep it in a one-possession game till late, nearly getting this series back to Miami for Game 6.
He started the game 2 for 10. He finishes 5 for 18. In the fourth quarter, he gets 13 of the 18. He's such a gamer when the game's on the line. And give that team credit. Gritty, tough, competing to the end. The Denver Nuggets did not have their best. They didn't shoot it well from 3. They turned it over and they missed free throws. But we talk about heat culture. There's something special brewing here, and Denver is well set up for the future.
If people weren't watching, shame on them. Denver ascended to number 1 in the West on December 20th. They took sole possession of the Western Conference lead on Christmas Day and kept it the rest of the way. They beat Minnesota in a gentleman's sweep. Phoenix had them 2-2. They win that in 6. They sweep the Los Angeles Lakers, first time they ever swept a postseason series, and they took out Miami in 5. 16-4, dominating postseason.
No, and you and I were lucky. Doris was watching Miami in that incredible performance they had to get to this finals. We were watching that Denver was the best team in the West, as you mentioned, back since December. They played like that the entire regular season, the remainder of it, and they have been dominant in the playoffs from game 1. The best team won. The team with the most good players and the healthiest team.
The Denver Nuggets merged from the ABA to the NBA for the 76-77 season, and 47 years later, they are finally NBA champs. Nikola Jokic, the MVP, 28 points, 16 rebounds. Denver takes out Miami in 5 games. Final score in Game 5, the Nuggets 94 and the Heat 89. Now for Doris, PJ, I'm Mark Kestisher right here on your home for the NBA, ESPN Radio, and the ESPN app. Now let's go back to our pal, Jay Reynolds, in the studio.
All right, Mark, well done. As always, Nikola Jokic, 28 points, 16 rebounds in the Game 5 win. Jamal Murray had 14 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. His first finals game with fewer than 10 assists, but the Nuggets still get the win. And in the midst of the Nuggets celebration, he was able to pause, chat with Scott Van Pelt on SportsCenter. Scott asking about the moments immediately following the final horn where Murray was clearly emotional.
it was hard to speak. It was just, that was the moment right there. After all the hard work, being out 2 postseasons, the crowd was just, into it after. That was everything, man. I felt so much love from everybody in the arena. And we knew we could do it as a team. We had belief as a squad from the get-go, and we just knew we had to be healthy to do it. So to see it full circle is amazing.
I hate this thing we do in media where we want to hit the fast-forward button, and I swear I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to cheat you out of this moment right now. But it's natural, given how talented, how young, and how under contract everybody is, to look at this and say, you guys could run it back. I'm sure that's something.
Oh no, this is the first. This is the first, but it's first of many. We appreciate the question. We knew we could do this. It's just kind of having everybody locked in, knowing that if we do the necessary things on the court, nobody can stop us, and we proved that. I think we lost 4 games the whole postseason. Yeah, I think that just speaks to our resiliency and how locked in we were, and I think we can do it again. We just run it back.
You just played 48 minutes, you're exhausted, then you start swigging champagne on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being totally sober and 10 being I'm wrecked. Where are you right now, Jamal?
Next question.
No, this is my show, and I'll ask you again if I want to. I just want a number. Like, give me a number between 0 and 10.
And I'm the person answering the interview, and I'm going to say next question.
And the number actually between 0 and 10 it was 8 assists, we'll say. First finals game with fewer than 10. He had done so in each of the first 4 games. Jamal Murray, though, NBA champion along with the rest of the Denver Nuggets. Jokic and Murray, meanwhile, first teammates in NBA history to average 25 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists for a single postseason. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio. Denver capturing the NBA title. Will Vegas be able to do likewise on the ice Tuesday? The status for Panthers star Matthew Tkachuk is still up in the area. Had just 16 and a half minutes of ice time in Game 4. The team calling it one of those upper body injuries. Panthers trailing Vegas 3-1. Do we give the Panthers a chance in Game 5 to the guys at PTI?
I look at these games and I see that Vegas seems to be bigger and stronger and maybe even faster. But having said this, they won 1 game in Florida. In the second game in Florida the other night, they were down 3-0. They almost made it all the way back. I mean, Tkachuk is in the goal mouth when the thing ends. And in hockey, if it's a 1-goal game, the goal can be a fluke. Florida, they're not going to be afraid of being on the road, Mike. They won 3 times on the road in Boston, 3 times on the road in Toronto, twice on the road in Carolina. I think they're 8-3 on the road. They're a better road team than they are a home team. Yeah, I think it's 8-3, to 5-4. So I don't think that you'd have to be crazy to pick them, and maybe they get some good luck on power plays. I think they're 0 for 13 in the series in power plays. That's all it takes. In hockey, it just takes 1. That's all.
I hear what you're saying, and I don't disagree with it, but the Golden Knights could have won this series 4-0. I mean, they had a post and a crossbar, and they sort of took their foot off the gas, right, in Game 3. They could have swept this series already. And I think they look at the Florida Panthers saying, we know they're good. We're not going to mess around here. I think they sort of messed around in 1 game, which is why this series is still going. You're right about Tkachuk, but let me just say this, Tony. If he is injured in hockey, you don't know why anybody's injured or to what extent, because it's not like the NFL where they have to admit some stuff on the record. If Tkachuk is less than himself than he was when he was dominating the first couple of series, then I don't see the Panthers having a clear path. And I know he was in front of the goal and could have tied that game and sent it to overtime the other night.
That's right.
But I'm looking at the Golden Knights finishing this. I am.
Vegas up 3-1. Game 5 tonight in Las Vegas. Once again, a Miami-based team trying to win on the road to send the series back to South Florida. Straight ahead, absolute heartbreak. And you'll hear it next. SportsCenter All Night continues at ESPN Radio.
Coming up Tuesday, as most teams open up minicamp this week, I'll tell you which storyline I'm most intrigued about. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
This is Sports Center All Night on ESPN Radio.
Petco Love Florida Mega Pet Adoption Event is June 23rd through 25th. Join shelters and rescues across Florida to adopt 5,000 pets. Share your love with an adoptable cat or dog at one of the participating shelters or events across Florida. No adoption fees, all pets are fixed and vaccinated, and every adoption includes special offers from Petco. Find participating shelters and events at megaadoptflorida.com. The Petco Love Mega Pet Adoption Event, June 23rd through 25th. megaadoptflorida.com.
Kroger Delivery has one mission: to save you time and money by delivering fresh groceries at great prices right to your door. That's why our refrigerated trucks and professional drivers don't leave anything to chance. Mission delivery complete. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Enjoy $15 off your first 3 delivery orders of $35 or more. Offer valid with digital coupon while supplies last. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Lowe's knows the best deals for Dad. That's why this Father's Day, you can shop our best gifts from the brands he loves for less. Help Dad power his next big project by getting him a Cobalt 24-volt Max drill kit, now only $89. And save up to 40% on select tools and accessories. Shop Father's Day deals today, in-store and online. Lowe's knows dads. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/14 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
These are emails filling your employees' inboxes, downloads beaming from device to device, and any one of them could be a cyber attack. Is it possible to keep your small business safe? It is with Comcast Business Security Edge. It helps keep your connected devices protected, and you can monitor threat activity in real time. So this is the last thing you need to worry about. With Comcast Business, advanced security isn't just possible, it's happening.
Restrictions apply. Requires Comcast Business Internet, lease router, and security edge.
You want to lose weight and get fit, but after a couple weeks, you fail. Well, it's not your fault because it's super fucking hard. Every try hasn't worked long-term because it wasn't designed to fit into your life long-term. I'm Carl, and I want you to try my all-in-one health and fitness platform, Body, free for 14 days, where it's about enjoying life while you get healthy and lose weight. If you've struggled, I get it, but now it's your turn to succeed. Go to body.com now. That's BODI.com to try it free for 14 days.
Okay, let's see. Who can name the most countries in Latin America?
I know 19.
19?
Yeah, Argentina, Belize, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Uruguay, Venezuela. Wait, how do you know so much? My dad has AT&T's best unlimited plan, and it works in 19 countries in Latin America.
With unlimited high-speed data, talk, and text?
Yeah. In fact, my dad is in Brazil right now.
At no extra cost?
Uh-huh.
Oh, good to know.
Why?
So he can call me to talk about your grades.
AT&T's unlimited premium plan includes 19 Latin American countries with unlimited high-speed data, talk, and text at no extra cost. Visit an AT&T store for more details. Coverage and data speeds vary. International usage should not exceed domestic.
Breathe in, breathe out. Get dressed, head out. Grab some friends, camp out. Get hiked up, vibe out. Take it in, let it all out. At REI Co-op, we're here for all the outs. And we want you to spend more time outside our doors and in them. Try it out, check out, then get out. REI Co-op, all out. Visit rei.com.
DQ presents how to get the most from your next DQ treat run. Step 1, grab the new Oreo Brookie Blizzard. Step 2, dig in. That's it, because this triple-decker treat has brownie and cookie brookie pieces, plus Oreo pieces. Oh, that's a mouthful of DQ goodness in every red spoonful. Guess it's time for a treat run, because the Oreo Brookie Blizzard is here for a limited time, only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Sports Sports Center All Night continues with Jay Reynolds.
Sports Center All Night presented by Progressive Insurance.
The Denver Nuggets are finally NBA champions.
We would have liked to have been able to climb the mountaintop. You know, I told each one of the guys I love them, and I'm just super grateful that we were able to go through all of the experiences.
They call it a gentleman's sweep. The Heat falling in 5 to the Denver Nuggets. Miami coach Eric Spoelstra saw his team make an impressive run as an 8 seed.
Sometimes it's just not your time. You know, some of the message that I gave the team is an intimate message just for the group. But what I can tell you, we're all hardwired to compete for the ultimate prize. But you also want to develop lifelong memories and a brotherhood and, you know, a bond that you'll be able to carry on from years from now, that we've been able to go through something that's memorable. You know, I told each one of the guys I love them. I love this team. And I'm just super grateful that we're able to go through all of the experiences. We would have liked to have been able to climb the mountaintop to be able to get that final win. But I think this is a team that a lot of people can relate to. If you've ever felt that you were dismissed or felt that you were made to feel less than, we had a lot of people in our locker room that probably have had that, and there's probably a lot of people out there, you know, that have felt that at some time or another. But also the way this team handled setbacks and adversity, you know, to develop a collective grit and perseverance. I mentioned this before, that hopefully these are lessons that'll transcend this beautiful game.
Heat falling in the NBA Finals in 5 games, but not too down on themselves, says ESPN's Nick Friedel.
The mood in that Heat locker room was very sad, but it was proud. Eric Spoelstra said, look, we just got beat by a better team. But I am so proud of this group for what they were able to accomplish. Bam Adebayo said as he looks back at his career, he will always remember the will that this group had as a number 8 seed to get to this point. He said you have to trust undrafted players. That is what made up this team and what makes it so special. And then there was Jimmy Butler. He refused to use any injury as an excuse. He said how grateful he was to be a part of this Heat group. And he said one more time how confident he is moving forward, that some way this team will win a championship in its future.
The Heat falling to 3-4 all time in NBA Finals. They've lost each of the last 3 NBA Finals appearances. Sports Center All Night, ESPN Radio.
Oklahoma caps off the winningest season in history with a 7th national championship.
The expectations are overwhelming, but they handled it like champions, and that's why we're here right now.
On the heels of Oklahoma's 3rd consecutive national championship in softball, huge news coming down from that sport. Jordy Ball, the Sooners ace and one of the top pitchers in the game, announcing Monday she's leaving Oklahoma to, quote, return home. The sophomore, 2-time All-American, helped the Sooners to national championships in each of her first 2 seasons. And by returning home, it's expected that she's transferring to Nebraska. Oklahoma has 3 straight national championships, 6 in the last 10 years. Nebraska's never won one, and they last reached the Women's College World Series in 2013. As for the men's tournament, Monday giving us a couple of winner-take-all Game 3s in the Super Regionals in Stanford. Cardinal and Texas tied 6-6, bottom 9. Stanford, runners on first and second, but 2 outs. Texas able to get out of it, right?
1-1 to Bowser. Bowser skies this one, and they don't spot it. Kennedy looking for it, and it drops. Stanford wins, and it's going to Omaha. Wow! In the twilight sky.
It's that time of night where the lights really haven't taken yet. It's not dark enough, and if you don't see it off the bat, you're not going to find it. 4 separate guys didn't see it. It was that move that you see all the best players do when they can't see it. And the arms kind of go out, and they're searching as much as they possibly can. Nobody could find it. and a ball that looked like a harmless fly ball off the bat instead lands, and that doesn't feel like the way this one should have ended.
Absolute heartbreak for the Longhorns, elation for Stanford. They go to their third straight Men's College World Series, 19th overall. The other decisive Game 3 Monday was in Hattiesburg, Southern Miss and Tennessee.
More importantly, the 2-0. Fly ball, deep right center field. Edsel going back at the track, deep into the night. And there it is for Tennessee. A 3-run monster. And the Vols grab a 4-0 lead.
They would win it 5-0. Tennessee advancing, making their 6th trip to the World Series, second in the last 3 seasons. He almost didn't make it to the NBA championship. You'll hear him next. Sports Center all night at ESPN Radio.
Grady.
The fact that one of the central pieces feels so much bitterness toward it, it is tragic to me. Makes me feel terribly sad for him.
Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
The Spitzer Shield just got a whole lot stronger. We are now offering 1 year of complimentary maintenance. You still get our exclusive new vehicle benefits like a lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty and a $1,000 price protection. Plus, peace of mind with bumper-to-bumper coverage on our Spitzer certified vehicles and more. Visit Spitzer Jeep Ram Homestead today and get protected with the Spitzer Shield.
Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Petco Love Florida Mega Pet Adoption Event is June 23rd through 25th. Join shelters and rescues across Florida to adopt 5,000 pets. Share your love with an adoptable cat or dog at one of the participating shelters or events across Florida. No adoption fees, all pets are fixed and vaccinated, and every adoption includes special offers from Petco. Find participating shelters and events at megaadoptflorida.com. The Petco Love Mega Pet Adoption Event, June 23rd through 25th. megaadoptflorida.com.
Pro Paint Days are here at Lowe's. Now through June 16th, Lowe's MVPs members can start earning 20% back in paint rewards via Lowe's e-gift card when you spend $100 or more on qualifying paint purchases. Stock up on top paint brands like our new and exclusive HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Spec-Rite Pro Interior Paint. Lowe's knows pros. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/L/pro loyalty terms. Subject to change.
Okay, let's see. Who can name the most countries in Latin America?
I know 19.
Wow. 19?
Yeah. Argentina, Belize, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Uruguay, Venezuela. Wait, how do you know so much? My dad has AT&T's best unlimited plan, and it works in 19 countries in Latin America.
With unlimited high-speed data, talk, and text?
Yeah. In fact, my dad is in Brazil right now.
At no extra cost?
Uh-huh.
Oh, good to know.
Why?
So he can call me to talk about your grades.
AT&T's unlimited premium plan includes 19 Latin American countries with unlimited high-speed data, talk, and text at no extra cost. Visit an AT&T store for more details. Coverage and data speeds vary. International usage should not exceed domestic.
The ghost pepper has a reputation, so does a ghost pepper wing that doesn't send you into tears make any sense? Does to us. That's why Popeye's ghost pepper wings are the perfect balance of flavor and fire. Popeye starts with intensely craveable flavor, adds the right amount of kick to keep things interesting, not Inferno wing, and then offers them at only $5 for 6 pieces. Because in New Orleans, we like to taste our food, not cry over it. Call us crazy. Love that chicken from Popeyes. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Additional terms apply.
These are emails filling your employees' inboxes. Downloads beaming from device to device. And any one of them could be a cyber attack. Is it possible to keep your small business safe? It is with Comcast Business Security Edge. It helps keep your connected devices protected, and you can monitor threat activity in real time. So this is the last thing you need to worry about. With Comcast Business, advanced security isn't just possible, it's happening.
Restrictions apply. Requires Comcast Business Internet, leased router, and Security Edge.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number.
The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
SportsCenter All Night continues with Jay Reynolds.
SportsCenter All Night presented by Progressive Insurance. For a job you'll love, visit progressive.com/careers.
Half-hour headlines on SportsCenter All Night.
Stanford and Tennessee get wins on Monday. They advance to Omaha. Diamondbacks and A's. 6-game win streaks in Major League Baseball. Stanley Cup could be skated tonight in Vegas. Golden Knights with a 3-1 series lead. Nuggets have their first NBA title.
No team in NBA history's waited longer. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets are finally NBA champions.
Congratulations. You are the 2023 NBA champions.
All the sacrifice, all the dedication, all culminated with us winning a championship. But I got news for everybody out there. We're not satisfied with one. We want more. We want more.
Nuggets with a 94-89 win in Game 5 to take the series in 5. Nuggets, as you heard, first NBA championship in their franchise history. It took 47 years for the Nuggets to get that title. The last 8 under Coach Michael Malone. That said, he's just grateful to be able to see his 8th year with the team.
I work for 2 great owners, the Kroenke family, Stan Kroenke, Josh Kroenke. And my 3rd year, we lost to Minnesota in Game 82, and we did not make the playoffs. I think 90% of owners probably would have made a change that year, said, you know what, 3 years, we won 46 games, that's not good enough. But the Kroenke family had the wisdom and the patience to take a big-time, big perspective approach and say, you know what, we have a young coach, we have a young player in Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. Let's let this thing build and mature into something special. And that patience and big perspective, long-term view has paid off for us.
They always say the last one's the hardest. How difficult was it?
Well, first off, Spo's a friend of mine. I have nothing but love and respect for him. The Miami Heat, what they stand for. And that was a hard-fought series. I mean, they brought out the best in us. And we knew if we were going to try to close it tonight on our court, we were going to have to step up. And that first half, man, we got in foul trouble. We couldn't make a 3. We couldn't make a foul shot. And I told our players at halftime, Scott, we're down 7. We haven't played that well. Let's go out there and make sure we attack this third quarter the right way and play Nuggets basketball. But everybody talks about Miami Heat and their culture, right. Understandably so. But I think we have a special culture as well, a brotherhood, guys that don't just play with each other, Scott. More importantly, our guys play for each other. And to be part of such a special group, I feel really, really fortunate.
You won't know until you wake up tomorrow, and frankly, you might not sleep. What might feel different tomorrow, Michael?
I'm probably going to be hungover, so that's going to be one thing.
It's fine. He's fine.
I'm fine. I think the one thing that might, kind of hit me is that no one can take this from us. Like, we just won the first championship in Nuggets history, and no one can ever take that from us. We've done something special. People didn't think we were capable of doing this, but our guys showed and proved all year long. And I think we did it in a way that other teams in this league are going to say, you know what? They drafted well. They added the right pieces. They developed. They stayed together. They were patient. And that allowed us to get to this stage.
Nuggets coach Michael Malone with our Scott Van Pelt. Nuggets, 5th team to win the NBA championship in their first finals appearance over the last 40 years. First Western Conference team to win a championship outside of Texas or California. They're the first team to win since the Supersonics in 1979. So how will we ultimately remember this championship season for Denver? Here's our Stephen A. Smith.
Well, you'll remember it as the ascension of Nikola Jokic, who's the best player in the game, the best center in basketball. There's no debating that any longer. Somebody that was worthy of the 2 league MVPs that he received somebody that's worthy of the NBA Finals MVP. You remember a guy like Jamal Murray, that nasty injury he suffered years ago, the fact that they were in the conference finals when he was there. They were gone from it when he was injured. They were back in it and ultimately became champions when he returned. You see a team that's played together. You see a team that's exceptionally well coached by Mike Malone. You just think about all the things, all the components that they brought together, and you think about the game today, and so much stuff is about stars colliding and really collaborating with one another. That wasn't necessarily the case with this team. They built from the ground up. They built a chemistry and a cohesiveness that is unrivaled at this particular moment in time, and they're beginning a new age of NBA basketball. You don't need the amalgamation or the togetherness or the joining of three superstars on one team. You can build and develop chemistry and cohesiveness together, and you can capture a championship that way, as they would say, the old-fashioned way.
Speaking of old-fashioned, the Nuggets' second former ABA team to win an NBA championship. They joined the Spurs in accomplishing that feat. Nikola Jokic named the Finals MVP after the postseason and Finals series that he had. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio. Denver Nuggets atop the mountain after a journey that started around the time your taxes were due, back in mid-April. What a playoff ride it has been this postseason.
Tatum in the right side corner, guarded by Embiid. A three is good. Jason Tatum holds up 5 with the right and a fist with the left. He's got 51 points.
Curry scores on the lay-in. 50-point Game 7 for Steph Curry.
Reeves to the foul line. Fades on a jumper. He got the members bounce. Reeves is hot, hot, hot.
All around the attack. Goes to Grant Williams. Throws it up and scores off glass, plus a foul by Grant Williams. And then Jimmy Butler pointing with his right hand in the direction of Grant Williams while he's laying flat on his back.
What a resurrection this season. The Lakers opened 2-10. They were 8 games under 500. They retooled at the trade deadline, and they're on to the Western Conference Finals.
Inbound to Smart. Turns and shoots the 3 left wing. Around and out. Miami. As a tip was good at the end, but I think the buzzer sounded. We're waiting to get an official ruling. There was a tip, and they count it. Oh, they count the tip, and Boston wins it 104-103. And he got it off in time. I don't know how. Low left, Derek White somehow tipped it in.
Inbound to James. LeBron against Gordon. Drives into a double team. Puts it up. Couldn't get it. Horn sounds. Game's over. The Denver Nuggets have finally done it. In their 47th season in the NBA, the Denver Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals.
Inbound pass, and that ends the game. The Boston Celtics force a Game 6, 110-97. We're going back to Miami. After blowing a 3-0 series lead, the Heat stop the Celtics in Boston and make history themselves. They become just the second 8 seed ever to make the NBA Finals.
Jokic with 1 will rise, contested triple, goes home at the end of the third. A rainbow finding the pot of gold. And there's the triple-double for Jamal Murray. Got the rebound with 5 seconds to go. First time in NBA history. 2 players, same team with a triple-double. 10 seconds to go. Miami's not going to foul. No team in NBA history's waited longer. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets are finally NBA champions. They take down the Heat in 5 games. The Nuggets, the 2023 NBA champs.
Do what it takes.
What a postseason it's been for Mark Kesselshire and the crews for the NBA here on ESPN Radio. Right now, SportsCenter all night football. The Patriots releasing running back James Robinson Monday. The 24-year-old had agreed to a 2-year deal on March 15th. It was a deal, though, that included no guaranteed money. It was structured in a way that protected New England based on Robinson's injury history. He tore an Achilles in 2021 playing for the Jaguars. Speaking of the Patriots, how about DeAndre Hopkins visiting with New England later today? Coach Bill Belichick.
Also, report that you guys are going to have DeAndre Hopkins in tomorrow. Is that accurate?
I don't know about that. Talk to him. Not working through it. I'm not sure.
Bill Belichick, non-committal. How about quarterback Mac Jones? Would he like a weapon like Hopkins?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a hypothetical, but I think DeAndre is a great player. I mean, you watch his film from college all the way through the NFL. He's done a great job. So, obviously, we'd love to have him, but we do have a great group of guys, and we just know that we want to win. And I know that all the guys feel the same way, but I've been really pleased with the playmakers that we have on our team. Come out here and really bought into the system.
Hopkins, released by the Arizona Cardinals late last month, visited the Titans over the weekend. He did leave without a contract, although the visit reportedly went well. What about a fit in New England? ESPN Patriots reporter Mike Reese.
It's very early in the process. That's how it was described to me by someone involved in it. There's a lot of mutual admiration between DeAndre Hopkins and Bill Belichick. It was almost described to me that this is going to be like a first date, a chance for them to get together and talk for the first time about what it would be like for Belichick to coach Hopkins, for Hopkins to play for Belichick. And we'll see if it leads to a second date. I just got off the practice field, and let me tell you why it could be a fit for the Patriots. It's June. I know the first game is a long way away, but they're already dealing with some injuries at wide receiver, and the top two receivers that practice today, Devontae Parker and Kendrick Bourne. Think about what DeAndre Hopkins would look like. I mean, he would just slide right in there and be their top guy.
And when you've got the first date, certainly one of the people watching that first date is going to be the quarterback. So how does Mac Jones look this summer?
I've watched him closely every day that we've been down here, and he just looks at ease. It looks like a burden has been lifted off of his shoulders, and they're trying to do things to help him, hiring the new offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien. And I want to tell you what Max said, very important. He acknowledged last year, he said, there's a lot of things that he could have done better as a person and as a player last season. And his teammates heard that, and one of his new teammates, tight end Mike Gesicki, he pointed out that Mac has been a great leader this offseason and that Mac is his guy. And I'll tell you, coming off the practice field, those two today were dialing up with a little bit of a connection.
We'll see how the Patriots advance even this week in New England. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio. Baseball, Major League level. We saw the decisive Game 3s sending teams to Omaha in the College World Series. At the Major League level on Monday, Arizona putting its 5-game win streak on the line against the Phillies.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. And a high fly ball. Deep center field. Warning track wall. Touch a ball. Evan Longoria. A 3-run shot and a 9-5 Diamondback lead.
Arizona Sports 98-7, 9-8 would be the final for Arizona, their 6th consecutive win, matching the longest win streak of the season. They have the best record of the National League at 41-25, game ahead of the Braves. Longoria 1 for 3 with that 3-run shot, his 9th homer of the season. Drove in 4. He's hit a home run in each of his last 2 games against Philadelphia. Phillies, meanwhile, losing 2 of the last 3 following a 6-game win streak, and they lose despite JT Realmuto going 4 for 4 and hitting for the cycle. Diamondbacks, with their win, get a 6th consecutive victory. They're not the only ones, though, who have won their last 6.
A's fans come to their feet, and Waldichuk delivers in. Is swung on a ground ball to second. 2 steps to his left. Peterson throws to first for the out. And that's 6 in a row for the A's, and that's the first Major League save for the lefty from St. Mary's, Ken Waldichuk, as he flanks the Rays over the final 3 innings here tonight.
A's Cast with the call. 4-3 Oakland with the win. That's 6 straight wins for the A's. Oakland has won 6 straight after starting the season 12-50. First 6-game win streak since August of 2021. Tigers and Braves went extra innings.
To strike 1, swinging a fly ball, center field. That will win it for the Tigers. Trotting home is Ibanez. What a win! Down 3 in the bottom of the 9th. The Tigers tie it up and snap the 9-game losing streak on the deep fly ball of the bat of Torkelson in the 10th.
He finishes 3 for 6, 2-run homers in the 9th inning to bring the Tigers within a run, and then had the walk-off single, his first career walk-off hit. He was the number 1 pick in the 2020 MLB draft. Tigers, a 6-5 win in 10 innings. Angels and Rangers also went extra innings, and Shohei Ohtani had a pretty decent game.
Next pitch on Shohei, swings and drives the ball deep out there into center field in the second deck. It is out of here. Shohei Ohtani. He took his time to get back in the box, and then he powered one out. That one might be in the 450 range, and this game is tied at 5.
That was in the 7th, and then in the 12th.
First pitch on Shohei, lifts one high, hits it deep out into left field, and that ball is gone. Shohei Ohtani has hit his second home run of the night. A 2-run shot to start off the 12th inning. I'll tell you what, Monday night has been showtime in Arlington.
2 for 4, 4 RBI, 2 homers. He has 20 on the year. Angels a 9-5 win over the Rangers in 12. Reds a 5-4 10-inning win over the Royals. Ellie De La Cruz, first player in all of baseball to have 4 stolen bases and 4 RBI in first 7 career games since Vince Coleman in 1985. Well, how much do you pay a guy with speed? That's next. Sports Center All Night continues. It's ESPN Radio.
Coming up Tuesday, he might be on the cover of Madden, but I'll tell you why this is a make-or-break year for Josh Allen and the Bills. That's right, I said it. Keyshawn, J. Willimax, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
ESPN Radio Sports Center All Night. More next.
Welcome back. Dave and Herb here, and we're talking fresh. Fresh from Florida, that is. Dave, tell our listeners about the produce that's in season. There's tomatoes, broccoli, watermelon, freppers, spinach. Wait, hold it. You're just putting fra in front of produce. Yeah, as in fresh from Florida. Produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. You don't need to make up words. Really? Ugh, friends. Visit followfreshfromflorida.com to see what's in season. Don't you mean .from? Ugh, really?
Lowe's knows the best deals for dad. That's why this Father's Day, you can shop our best gifts from the brands he loves, like Craftsman, for less. Right now, get a V20 drill or impact driver kit for just $69. And save $50 on a V20 string trimmer and blower combo kit, now only $99. Shop Father's Day deals today, in-store and online. Lowe's knows dads. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/14 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Okay, let's see. Who can name the most countries in Latin America?
I know 19.
19?
Yeah, Argentina, Belize, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Uruguay, Venezuela. Wait, how do you know so much? My dad has AT&T's best unlimited plan, and it works in 19 countries in Latin America.
With unlimited high-speed data, talk, and text?
Yeah. In fact, my dad is in Brazil right now.
At no extra cost?
Uh-huh.
Oh, good to know.
Why?
So he can call me to talk about your grades.
AT&T's unlimited premium plan includes 19 Latin American countries with unlimited high-speed data, talk, and text at no extra cost. Visit an AT&T store for more details. Coverage and data speeds vary. International usage should not exceed domestic.
The ghost pepper has a reputation, so does a ghost pepper wing that doesn't send you into tears make any sense? Does to us. That's why Popeye's ghost pepper wings are the perfect balance of flavor and fire. Popeye starts with intensely craveable flavor, adds the right amount of kick to keep things interesting, not Inferno wing, and then offers them at only $5 for 6 pieces. Because in New Orleans, we like to taste our food, not cry over it. Call us crazy. Love that chicken from Popeyes. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Additional terms apply.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift the Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Sports Center All Night continues with Jay Reynolds.
We're taking you to Key, Jay, and Max, 6 o'clock Eastern time here on ESPN Radio.
I feel like there's been some things out there that's been misleading. Obviously, the sources or the stories that have been out there. But I've been public. I came out public. I've been open about it. I said I want to be a Giant for life. This is where I want to be. And at the end of the day, it was all about respect.
Saquon Barkley franchise tagged in New York. They have another month to reach a deal, and there are those question marks remaining. ESPN's Jeff Darlington.
That could not have been a more rational explanation of the situation. And it echoes, honestly, what the Giants are feeling in the front office behind the scenes. No real update, no real progress in terms of those negotiations. But July 17th remains that deadline. And oftentimes, when guys are dealing with the franchise tag, it is not until July 17th when action actually takes place. Here's the thing. After that, that's the question, right? The day after July 17th, no longer can the team negotiate the contract. If they cannot reach a long-term deal, that's when it gets sticky. Does Saquon decide to hold out a la Le'Veon Bell into the season? That didn't go very well for Bell. Or does he end up playing on the franchise tag, find out what he can do next year in free agency if the Giants don't tag him again? So a lot still ahead of us. We'll see if they can get a deal done. But if not, it's July 18th when things get particularly interesting.
Saquon's looking for a deal. ESPN's Dan Graziano says in this case, it's money that needs to be spent.
I understand all the evidence for, like, don't pay the running back and how it has hamstrung teams. But I think in this case, the Giants are not there yet as a passing offense. To the extent that they're going to be good in the passing offense, he's a big part of it. I think they need to find a deal. They've been playing hardball with him, and I understand why, but I think they'll be a lot better off if they can find a deal that makes him happy and gets him to camp.
Giants have until mid-July to come to a new deal. Sports Center All Night, ESPN Radio. As for Monday's top sounds, let's bring in Jim Basketball.
Number 5.
Shohei Ohtani leads the American League in home runs, including 2 on Monday. His 20th to help the Angels outlast the Rangers in 12. Angels Radio AM 830.
First pitch on Shohei, lifts one high, hits it deep out into left field, and that ball is gone. Shohei Ohtani has hit his second home run of the night. A 2-run shot to start off the 12th inning.
Number 4.
Nikola Jokic was too much for the Miami Heat to handle, averaging 30, 14, and 7 in the finals, leading to MVP honors with this big bucket giving Denver the lead late. Mark Kestecher, the call right here on ESPN Radio.
87-86 Heat. Murray to the right, has Adebayo defending. Bounce pass to Jokic against Martin at the free throw line. Jokic puts it on the deck, drives and scores. Denver back in front.
Number 3.
The Tigers snapped their 9-game slide by rallying from 5-1 down to best the Braves, courtesy of this 10th inning walk-off. 97-1 the ticket.
Here's the strike one, swinging a fly ball, center field. That will win it for the Tigers. Trotting home is Ibanez. What a win! Down 3 in the bottom of the 9th. The Tigers tie it up and snap the 9-game losing streak.
Number 2.
That wasn't the only walk-off off the diamond. Super Regional Rubber Game. Stanford, Texas tied at 6 in the 9th when the Cardinal fly to Omaha. The call on ESPN.
1-1 to Bowser. Bowser skies this one. And they don't spot it. Kennedy looking for it and it drops. Stanford wins. It is going to Omaha.
Number 1.
And for the first time in their 47-year franchise history, the Denver Nuggets are NBA champs, winning 16 of their 20 playoff games, including a gentleman's sweep in the finals. One more time from Kesty right here on ESPN Radio.
Rebound, Caldwell Pope, 10 seconds to go. Miami's not going to foul. No team in NBA history's waited longer. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets are finally NBA champions.
Fantastic job by Kesty here on ESPN Radio. Shout out to Mike Breen on ABC with his 100th NBA Finals game. Nuggets' first championship, and not a team that was built in the manner that we're generally seeing teams put together these days. This team put together organically earlier on ESPN Radio. Zach Bye from 104.3 The Fan in Denver.
Basically, what we're looking at over the last better part of a decade is a rare, organically built, you talk about organic, Freddie, the Denver Nuggets are farm to table.
And that means something, says ESPN insider Brian Windhorst.
All championships are incredibly special, but when you win one organically, and you win one like this, where this team hasn't won one in 47 years, it has a special feel to it. And that is definitely the feeling that you get around this team. I don't know about this city. The city's going to celebrate. They celebrated other titles. The Avs won one last year. But for the Nuggets themselves in that locker room, they know that they did it all without help. And that matters when you look at history.
They haven't had the championship celebration yet, but Denver's already been installed as a plus 475 betting favorite to repeat as champs. It's Tuesday, June 13th, birthday of Mary-Kate Olsen. Also happens to be the birthday of her sister, Ashley. Complete reaction to the Nuggets championship coming up with Key, Jay, and Max. I'm Jay Reynolds. Back tomorrow with Sports Center all night. It's ESPN Radio.
Coming up next, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN. Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? How would you like the potential to participate in credited interest from market index returns and limit the downside? Join Joe Valenzuela for the Safe Money Radio Show on Saturday at 8 and Sunday at 9. You can also call Joe Valenzuela now for your complimentary customized Safe Money Radio kit and Safe Money Radio book at 1-844-795-SAFE. That's 1-844-795-7233.
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save. Right now, buy a DeWalt 20-volt max brushless drill kit for just $99. That's $60 in total savings. Plus, earn up to 3 times the bonus points per dollar when you buy select Eaton multi-packs. Shop in-store or online for deals you can't beat. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Valid 6/1 through 7/5 while supplies last. U.S. only. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 6/30. Subject to change.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift the Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Find top Father's Day gifts at great savings at Lowe's. Right now, get a Cobalt 24-volt brushless 2-tool combo kit for just $149. Was $199. And buy one 24-volt battery starter kit. Get one select Bear tool free. Lowe's knows Cobalt's tools are tough, reliable, and built to perform. Shop in-store or online today. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/18. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Wells Fargo gives you access to direct deposit funds up to 2 days early.
Plus, if you look at the X and Y axes...
What if everything came 2 days early? Like the weekend.
Well, that was a pleasant surprise.
You can't get everything early, but when it comes to direct deposits, you can with Wells Fargo.
Visit wellsfargo.com/get-early to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Not all direct deposits are eligible. Early availability is not guaranteed and may vary between deposits from the same payer. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Come shop savings on Whirlpool appliances right now at Lowe's. Save on select major appliances and get up to an additional $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances, including Whirlpool. These appliance deals won't last forever, so shop savings today. Lowe's knows appliances. Lowe's knows home improvement. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details. Valid 6/8 to 6/14.
Progressive protects more than just your home and car. You could save when you bundle your motorcycles, ATVs, boats, and RVs. Doesn't that sound good? Like the sound of your boat cruising along the Intercoastal. And there's the sound of the prop hitting a really big rock. And now the sound of waves, because the engine stopped. But you know what does sound good? You're covered with Progressive. So bundle all your vehicles and home in one place and save with the multi-policy discounts. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
Moment with Greeny.
Have I sort of overdone it on the Aaron Rodgers stuff?
Remember when Mike Tannenbaum suggested that the Jets take a quarterback and you almost smacked him in the face?
I mean, I think my reaction to that was startlingly restrained. It's a miracle, I think, that I did not lay hands on that man.
I wish they did that.
The most insane thing I've ever heard a person say in my entire life. But he and I are no longer speaking.
Greeny, weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app. The Low Post Podcast with Zach Lowe.
The single strongest unit in this series is the Denver Nuggets offense, centered around an unstoppable two-time MVP.
Check out the Low Post Podcast on the ESPN app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Monica is a Heat believer, if you've been watching ESPN all morning. And you know what? I don't blame you, because they're 13-9 in elimination games under Spo. We know how tough this team is. How do you think they're going to get it done tonight in Denver?
Well, it's interesting that Friedel brought up the shooters needing to knock down shots to create room for Jimmy. Or if you want to say Jimmy's going to have to be aggressive to create room for the shooters and to soak up the defense from the Denver Nuggets. Look, there's no secret. They have to hit from behind the three-point line if they want to give themselves a chance tonight. They also cannot turn the basketball over 15 times. I do not expect Bam Adebayo to have 7 turnovers. I think Jimmy Butler will have the type of presence and urgency that will lead this team. I'm not sure that looks like a 35-point-plus performance, but whatever this team will need, I'm pretty confident that he'll rise to the occasion. The thing about inconsistency, Hannah and Jay, is that you get back to those highs at some point, and they've had some low lows. So I just don't see this Miami Heat squad going out like this. This is an organization that is too prideful, and I think the culture shows up. I don't think they have enough to get it done in terms of winning a title this year, but I don't think it ends tonight.
But they can get it back to South Beach. Listen, they've won 7 on the road. They went into Boston. Look at what they did to the Celtics. They won game 2 in Denver. I think it's almost impossible to pick against this team. And you didn't. Monica McNutt coming back with more.
MLB fans, when you need tickets to catch your favorite team live all season long, Ticketmaster's got them. As the world's largest ticket marketplace, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of seats available and at competitive prices, so you never have to worry about missing a game. Take yourself out to the ballpark this season and get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/MLB. That's Ticketmaster.com/MLB.
How are you? My name's Scott Van Pelt, host of SV Pod. Along with my partner in crime, Stanford Steve. What do we talk about mostly on the podcast, Steve?
Sports.
Some.
Parenting.
I feel like that comes up a lot. I feel like most recently I've needed some help because I feel like my shortcomings there are evident. It's life stuff, relatable content.
It's fun.
It's just two bald-headed goons just talking about nonsense a lot in a crowded podcast space. There's that one.
We're here.
Here we are.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Dan Graziano, ESPN NFL insider. Justin Fields will lead the Bears to the playoffs this year. Overreaction or not an overreaction?
I say not an overreaction. I don't know if I'm willing to pick it, but I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, the NFC field is pretty wide open, and there's going to be 7 teams in the playoffs. And, I could see them making a big jump. They had a big offseason. He's a guy that seems to be all about the work of getting better, and I think we'll see improvement there. Who knows? You could be a 9-8 playoff team at the Bears. I think.
Yeah, I think it's an overreaction.
Sure. All right.
Yeah, they could the conference, the division, but I don't think they're there yet. I think if this was 2024 we were talking about, then I would be like, oh, it's not an overreaction, but this is so an overreaction.
Next year, that's a realistic expectation. I'm not trying to put that on Justin Fields this year.
G, J, and Max, followed by Greeny. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Welcome to Game 5 of the NBA Finals.
Every real hooper wants to be on this stage and be in this moment.
Quarter drive between the legs, layup is good. How did he get that to go in?
We just showed what we're capable of on the biggest stage in the world.
Murray, jumper, puts it in. Jokic drives down the lane, layup is good. Jokic is having his way, feeling it.
It's a good feeling when you know that you did something that nobody believes.
At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
Hey,
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio, Sirius XM Channel 80. We are presented by Progressive Insurance, as you can see on ESPN2 right now. Beautiful morning in New York City.
Stand up, Denver. Hey.
Oh, there's so much to get
Kroenke,
to today.
why are you whispering in Lisa Salter's ear like that?
There's so
It's
much
an
to get to
interview.
today. Like, we got to get into so much stuff, including, is Jimmy Butler a superstar? Is Jokic a top 20 player ever? Is he better than that? What's next? Like, a million things. But Denver finishes off the Heat 94-89. A furious fourth quarter attempt by Jimmy Butler and the Heat. Jimmy Butler tried to will it at the end, but Denver wasn't having it. Jokic with 28 and 16. He was finals MVP. First player in history. No one's ever done this before. Led the postseason. All players in the postseason in points, rebounds, and assists. No one's ever done it before. Guess he's pretty good. Morning, guys.
What up, baby? Key, do you feel better that your squad lost to the champions? Or is it more hurtful that you guys lost to the team that won the chip?
Why would it be hurtful?
No, because for me, every team we lost to in college, my freshman and junior year, went on to lose in the championship game. So like it almost made it like it made it worse.
They were the better team. They were better than the Lakers, even though they swept the Lakers. They were a better team than the Lakers. I think if the Lakers had been put together much earlier and had a longer time to kind of gel,
it may have been a different scenario.
It could have been a different. It could have been, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me, the Lakers got destroyed by Dallas, and what was that, Key? 10 or 11 after they gone to 3 straight, and they put together the big team with Nash and Dwight. Wasn't that the team that where Dirk Nowitzki just ran wild through those dudes?
Yeah.
But the fact that they won the title made it all right. Okay, fine. You lost, but you lost to the champs.
Exactly. Yeah, and look, the Nuggets deserve everything, Jay. You said it from day one that they were the best team in the West, and they would come out of the West. You said it. And so kudos to you. Miami fans should be excited about the future of this program and possibly getting the Dame Lillard and everything that we watch. I just want to say one thing before I pass it back to you, Jay. There was a bunch of boring moments in the post game for me. The post game celebration immediately after the game, it was. I didn't even know. Were they on the road? I'm like, I'm gonna send you a video. Nike came out with their promotional video for Jokic last night.
But wait,
and
it's exactly that, Key. It's just like script. It's boring. And it's like, this is not a joke.
He doesn't want to go to the parade.
This is who he is. He wants to go home.
You have to see, and you may have seen it because you're on social media. Someone sent me a clip yesterday of him celebrating the champagne. And Jay, he had the bottle, and he looked like, what is this? Oh, it's a champagne bottle. Oh, okay. I'm just going to shake it softly and go on about my business. So I was like, wait a minute. This is your champion? But other than that,
I'm cool with it though, Kid. At least he's being authentically who he is. Like at the end of the game, he's like, I'm going to ask Josh Kroenke if I could take the plane home. I just want to go home. Like I just want to go back to Serbia. That's all I want to do.
So Key mentioned, Jay, that just now that, the Lakers have been together longer this season. You said it could have been better. Remember I brought up Mike Tyson making a comment about the great Mexican champion Salvador Sanchez, who died in a car crash and was like 24 years old, but was already a legend. It's like, you'd see him against a lesser opponent, and you'd be like, oh, maybe this better guy could do something. But the harder you brought it, the worse he beat you up, right? The Nuggets give me that feeling like the Lakers were in every game. The Heat were in a bunch of games. All these different teams seem to be in the game, but when you look down, you go, oh, damn, they got swept. They got gentlemen swept. They got, not really.
So it cemented a movement in the league that I feel like we're about to enter and engage with. The Denver Nuggets have ended the small ball era. Like, think about Golden State. Like, remember how every team was trying to chase Golden State? You had James Harden and what they were doing in Houston, and it was about guard play, and it was about versatility, and a 5 out on the perimeter. Like, now think about Denver going through Golden State with a bigger team that reminds you of an 80s, 90s style of basketball, right? With their size, their length, how they dominate you with points in the paint, how they dominate you on the glass, how even if they're not shooting the ball well, they're still in a lot of games in the trenches. They won that game ugly last night. You really felt like Miami needed to have a crazy shooting night. And even if they tried to muck up the game, it wasn't going to be enough because they are good at the mucked up style of the game.
Is that because they're playing, they have tall players who are capable of playing small ball? Like Jokic can shoot it from the outside. You saw Aaron Gordon hit some threes. So the fact that if you can play that small ball style with size, then you can also do other things.
Yeah, I mean, think about for LA. LA was trying to find ways to get a lot of their players healthy to get them back in the game, right?
Yeah.
So they can combat that size. Like Dwight Howard's playing over in Taiwan. Yeah, he's going to be back next year.
He'll be in the NBA.
Somebody's going to say, yo, I need that on my team to combat the size of a guy like Jokic. So you're going to have teams that are going to try to stack up. Like, think about what we're talking about even with Phoenix, right? You're hearing people saying, well, Frank Vogel, are we sure we want to trade DeAndre Ayton? Like, does he give us our best shot to combat that size of Jokic moving forward? The roster constructions will be different next year.
The crazy thing about it is I realized last night, because I've been hearing you say how big they are. And I'm like, well, all NBA players are big.
Mm-hmm.
But last night I realized when Jimmy Butler went to the cup and them two dudes were standing there, he was like, oh, you know what? Let me turn around and try not to shoot over them. And then he wound up turning the basketball over anyway. I mean, toward the end of the game, he got there and he was like, these dudes too big, man. And, you typically don't see that for basketball players. They go ahead and challenge guys in the middle of the court.
Also one of the biggest takeaways I had last night, and I give them a lot of credit, end of the game, they had Jamal Murray out there, and he was asked a question about, when he had the ACL injury and how him and Michael Malone really had a coming to Jesus meeting where he was afraid he was going to be traded. And Michael Malone stuck with it. The last 3 champions of the NBA have been homegrown.
Yeah.
Homegrown, drafted by their franchise.
They showed patience waiting through the injuries and everything.
Giannis, right?
Yeah.
Coming in like a string bean, like growing over time. Mark Lazary and company, Wes Edens, those owners staying with him. Then you think about what Steph winning it last year, where he got drafted, how he was overlooked, how they built that franchise around him and Clay. And then for this to pan out with Jokic and Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon and the right pieces, they've all been homegrown. That's powerful.
They were patient even when they got hurt. They did, now we got to move on. By the way, how tall is Jamal Murray?
6'4",
like 6'4". He's big by point guard standards. When you look at the team, he's 6'4", 6'5". KCP is at least 6'5". Aaron Gordon and 6'8". Porter Jr. are 6'10", something like that. And then you got a footer in Jokic. It reminds me, Key, I mentioned the Dallas Lakers series where the Dallas destroyed the Lakers, but then they wound up destroying everyone. So you felt better as a Lakers fan, like, all right, look, it wasn't, lost to the champs. But I remember that year, the difference was Dallas had crazy height on everybody. It's when you have skilled players with size and they're well coached, it's just going to be an advantage.
Yeah, by the way, can we just state it? They rolled over squads.
Yeah, they rolled over.
They rolled over Minnesota. Phoenix probably had the best punch, and that took D-Book to average 40, once again, 80% shooting, right? Like, granted, they missed CP3. Ayton was kind of a no-show, so there's questions around that. But Phoenix probably gave them the best punch. They swept the Lakers, and they just beat Miami 41.
Watch out. They beat the Lakers.
I mean, but it's bam, 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 bam. That's not a dominant run, regardless of what seed they're playing. They took care of business.
They
took care of business.
Run. There's no question about it. They had a dominant run. They did what they were supposed to do. They handled business. That's how you know they're a very good team. No matter if it's the 8 seed or the 1 seed, and they punched them the way that they did, that's how you know they're a good squad.
So, Key, we're looking on ESPN2 right now. Remember the other day when I was like, Jokic and Murray, it's an all-time duo, and you guys tried to turn it into the Career Accomplishment Award? Look at this. Most points per game by title-winning duo, okay?
It doesn't
Shaq and Kobe, almost 60. Steph and KD, 56.5.
No.
Then Jokic and Murray at 56, ahead of LeBron and AD at 55, and Jordan and Pippen at 55.
Yeah,
this is as well as
with those numbers, though, Max.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like O'Neal and Bryant, Curry and Durant. It doesn't look like Jordan. It just doesn't look like
it. Does, but it's just as effective.
I understand. I understand the numbers are the numbers. It is what it is. There's no lies there. but looking at it,
I
agree.
It doesn't.
You
And
take
yet,
the
and yet
G450.
it gets it done.
I'll take the Hawker. We're still going to get there.
Get there at the same time.
It's fine. We're going to get there at the same time.
We're not going to get there at the same
time.
Depending on where we're going, Max. See, if we're going across country, then Jay's got to stop and refuel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to.
But I would say cool.
Jay's plane, I know.
I would say cool, except they were beating the head like sweet, gentlemen sweet. Like they're taking care of business. So when you talk about the greatest pair of teammates to win championships, the ones who played at the highest level, this is why I brought this up the other day. They have played at as high a level really as anyone you can talk about. They're right there.
I agree. But here's what I need to see moving forward to put them in that rarefied air.
They're not Shaq and Kobe.
With Kobe, or even
That's what I'm saying.
even KD and Steph, right? Even Jordan and Pippen.
Yes.
Jamal Murray was not an all-star. He has not been an all-star yet.
But in the playoffs, he is.
Yes, but in the playoffs. But it's been a time span between the two in the bubble and where we are now. So the next step for this franchise and those two is, now that you are the guys, to continue to prove that you are the guys, and everybody is hunting you.
So let's just say
the
he
hunter
keeps
for the longest time.
I get it, but let's see Jamal Murray just keeps doing this. He's good in the regular season. Oh my God, he's spectacular in the playoffs. I'm good as the Nuggets. I don't need him to be crazy in the regular season.
You just need to see it.
But we're talking about putting him in that rare company, though, Max. That's the difference.
In the playoffs, though. I'm not saying during the regular. I mean, in the play.
Yeah.
Dude, they're the first pair of teammates to average 25, 5, and 5.
But every last one of those guys on that list did it in the regular season as well as in the postseason.
I could not.
That's the difference.
I agree. I'm just talking about the playoffs. To me, it makes it more interesting that it just happens in the playoffs. Is Michael Malone the best head coach in the NBA?
Mike?
KJM.
See, there you go.
They're not going to foul. The Heat will let it play out. It's over. At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
The Spitzer Shield just got a whole lot stronger. We are now offering 1 year of complimentary maintenance. You still get our exclusive new vehicle benefits, like a lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty and a $1,000 price protection. Plus, peace of mind with bumper-to-bumper coverage on our Spitzer certified vehicles and more. Visit Spitzer Jeep Ram Homestead today and get protected with the Spitzer Shield.
Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save. Right now, buy a DeWalt 20-volt Max brushless drill kit for just $99. That's $60 in total savings. Plus, earn up to 3 times the bonus points.
As a parent, it's always one more. Kids, one more toy. Husband, one more minute. And I swear, that means one more treat. But with Ariel powder detergent, it's just one. One scoop, one wash, and it helps lift away tough stains. And no wonder, Ariel has twice the cleaning power as Bargain Liquid. So please, think of the parents. Stop at one and get Ariel at your nearest Walmart.
Ariel is power.
No team in NBA history's waited longer. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets are finally NBA champions.
Congratulations. You are the 2023 NBA champions.
All the sacrifice, all the dedication, all culminated with us winning a championship. But I got news for everybody out there. We're not satisfied with one. We want more. We want more. We're out of here.
The dash of digital.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio, are presented by Progressive Insurance. And if you've been listening to KJM these past several months, you would know that Denver was going to win the whole thing. That's what was said right here on KJM.
going crazy.
Is that true or not, Jay?
It was said, yes.
That's it.
It was said.
It was said. Is Michael Malone?
Where are you going from there?
Is Michael Malone the best coach, the best head coach right now? Just won the championship and wasn't really close at all throughout the entire playoffs. He the best coach in the NBA, Jay?
No, I would still say that Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra are ranked ahead of him. Ty Lue is, I would still have ranked ahead of him, but Mike Malone is right there knocking on the door. It's like if those three coaches are inside the mansion, hey guys, hey, I'm right here. I'm right here. So
he might be kicking that thing down next year, too.
And his answer last night for me is exactly what you want to hear if you're a Denver Nugget fan. It's, we knew we were the best teams. And you're looking here on ESPN2, longest tenure with the team before winning a title. Pat Riley was with the Heat for 9 years. Michael Malone with Denver for 8. Red Auerbach with the Celtics for 7.
He's sandwiched between two of the guys on Mount Rushmore. So that you're talking about patience with an organization. There you go.
And well, hold on, okay, I was going to finish for a second. The thing I like about his answer last night started from, this is great. We took care of business, but I want more. And that's what you want to hear.
Like Pat Riley.
Exactly. And he actually quoted Pat Riley, right? And we'll listen to that sound. But it's that kind of mantra where it's about what we have and what we can build. And is it sustainable instead of just this being a one-trick pony type run?
Well, no, they certainly got a team that could continue to have success, no question about it. But when you start talking about, when I look at a coach, I don't just look at adjustments. I look at who they working with and what they working with. When you working with Murray and Joker and Porter and Garden to a degree, you got a squad, right? You got a squad. When you look at Eric Spoelstra, the fact that you could be at 2 championships, in the last 4 years at max, that's tough, man.
I'm with you, Key.
You don't have a lot.
Yeah, I'm with
you. Just, when you start saying, wow, what a great coach, it's almost like Barry Switzer gets credit for the Cowboys Super Bowl. But come on, we all know what that was.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson.
That was Jimmy Johnson, and the players led the charge on their own. So it's not taking anything away from Mike Malone. It's just, at the end, it's hard to say you're putting him right up there with 2 or 3 of the guys in the NBA that have sustained such success regardless. It's hard for me to just say, hey, Steve Kerr, with everything that he's had, is just like, he's the number 1 guy in the NBA as a coach. I mean, look at what he's working with. You look at the data when Brown took over for him, they didn't miss a beat. Okay? Luke Walton took over for him, they didn't miss a beat.
He went like 32-3.
Yeah, so I'm like, let's slow it down.
But Key,
a little bit.
let's look at look, I hear what you're saying. I think Steve Kerr is a great coach, but and I think Michael Malone is certainly an elite coach. But what you said about Spoelstra, to me, that's where I am. I think it's Eric Spoelstra because Spoelstra has done it with super talented teams, with teams that are not nearly as talented. He's done it over time. He's done it consistently. You've never seen Eric Spoelstra be like, man, that was a bad coaching. They lost because of the coach. They're always ready to go. He's always making adjustments.
There's no way in hell, Jay, and you know this, they're supposed to be in the NBA Finals this year.
No way.
I don't care.
I agree.
No, let alone 2 of the last 4. Not a chance. Not a chance. They're supposed to be in 2 of the last 4.
I mean, look, we work with him. I played against him. I mean, Caron Butler has told me so many incredible stories about how Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley work together. That is one of the most underrated things that nobody's going to talk about. Eric Spoelstra has been able to flourish under the tutelage and also pressure of one of the greatest coaches to ever do that. Do you know how hard that is? Do you know how hard that was for Eric Spoelstra when he wanted to be fired by LeBron James, for Pat Riley to say no to LeBron James and have confidence in Spo to stay with it, and for that to culminate to them winning multiple championships? Like that takes guts to be in that position.
But you know who it reminds me of, and he certainly took some of those traits with him to New York and to Miami. Max, you know who it reminds? I'm talking about Pat Riley and working with Spoelstra.
Yep.
It's a Jerry West.
Yeah.
It's a learned under Jerry West, kind of the way to do certain things, and taking that to New York and on to Miami with him, and constructed teams and win championships with teams. when Jerry West was younger, he just, it was like a puppet master.
He has the Midas touch.
He was trending yesterday. Key, you see that?
Jerry West was?
Jerry West?
Yeah.
How would I see it?
Oh, true. Because he told Kobe not to go to Memphis to play with Powell. Oh, it was interesting. There were a lot of Memphis fans angry at that.
But see, that's why I
was it Powell?
Yeah.
Or his brother?
No, because remember, he was the GM in Memphis. Jerry West went to Memphis and sent Powell to LA. For his brother. For Mark Gasol, right?
That's right.
Yeah, but I always looked at that like, damn, Jerry hooked the Lakers up again, but Mark Gasol was an excellent player for a number of years.
Here's something that's to be said about it, though. Like, and we talk about Jerry West and that relationship, and it's got to give them one shout out because no other show will do it today. Like, the fact if you look at the staff
now
on Denver, look at the staff, right? So you have Michael Malone, who's a top grade coach in this league. You have a guy in David Adelman, the son of Rick Adelman, right? Like, who is one of the top coaches that has existed in the NBA for a very long time. You have Ryan Saunders, the son of Flip Saunders, rest his soul, who passed away, one of the top coaches in this league for a long time. You have Popeye Jones. You have guys who have so much experience that have been around this league for a long time and understand how to communicate and get the best out of players. There's something to be said about your staff as well.
Yeah. You got something to say, Key?
Yeah,
right
Key,
away?
you're 2 minutes early. This guy wants to check into the game.
A minute and a half early.
Wait into the under 8 timeout.
Prince in Colorado, you got about 45 seconds.
What's up, guys? Man, I told you guys about a week ago, this is what we were going to do. We had one of those I can't get right games on Monday or whatever, and we were going to come through Game 5. We're going to put it on them. Jay, you already know what's up. You come get a barbecue plate anytime you want. Come on. Come to Colorado, baby.
Okay, baby. Yeah, Key, we gotta go out there. We gotta see Prime as well, man. There's a lot popping off in Colorado.
I have no interest in going to Colorado at this moment in time, Jay.
The energy, it was a low energy celebration. It was.
What did I tell? What did I tell you? It looks like they were on the road.
But Key, you know what? What? To me, that bodes well because I think these dudes are already thinking like this is just the beginning.
No, Max, you can clean it up now. Don't clean it up. Nice try. But it was the
Key. You're saying they celebrate like they play?
Hold on.
Come on, man.
Key, hold on. I gotta get my collection real quick. Yo, Greco in Queens. Can I get my Mets jacket? Are you there with us, Greco?
Well, Greco's going to have to wait, Jay, because
I just want yes or no. You can stay on the line. We'll have you come back. Yes or no? Can I have my jacket?
We good, Jay.
Okay. We'll come back to you in a minute, Greco. Thank you for your donation.
Jay juicing the callers. Here we go. Can Jimmy Butler be the best player on a championship team?
Here we go.
The answer might surprise you. But first, he has this from O'Reilly.
O'Reilly Auto Parts is here to keep your car on the road with the right parts. Advice from their professional parts people and their free loaner tool program. There's no need to purchase a tool if you're only going to use it just once. Your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store has more than 80 specialty tools available for use. Doing your next repair, refundable deposit is required. So that means give some money. And the extra deposit, and it's required at the time, but it is refundable. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today and ask for their free loaner tool program or visit O'ReillyAuto.com. Here's up, Nuggets, baby!
The Denver Nuggets are finally NBA champions.
We would have liked to have been able to climb the mountaintop. I told each one of the guys I love them, and I'm just super grateful that we were able to go through all of the experiences.
More Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Next.
It's no secret that when someone stinks, it's all you remember about them.
Oh, is that you?
Oh, no. Not now.
Don't worry. I got you. Try this.
And it's by Secret?
Yeah, Secret aluminum-free deodorant. It gets rid of those stinky PU pits instead of covering them up. Just wipe and you're fresh all day. Secret actually works, even aluminum-free.
Don't let be what people remember. Get your Secret in sticks or sprays.
Do you love where you live? Do you have to drive by convenience stores with unsavory characters out front? Do you hear gunshots, or for that matter, train tracks? Do you hear loud noises? Do you feel safe? Do you hear sirens, or sirens, as we say in Orange, late at night or all day long? Because RepublicGrandRanch.com is a great place to call home. There are lots of reasons people call it home. 844-700-LAND. 844-700-LAND.
Kroger Delivery has one mission: to save you time and money by delivering fresh groceries at great prices right to your door. That's why our refrigerated trucks and professional drivers don't leave anything to chance. Mission delivery complete. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Enjoy $15 off your first 3 delivery orders of $35 or more. Offer valid with digital coupon while supplies last. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save. Right now, buy a DeWalt 20-volt max brushless drill kit for just $99. That's $60 in total savings. Plus, earn up to 3 times the bonus points per dollar when you buy select Eaton multi-packs. Shop in-store or online for deals you can't beat. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Valid 6/1 through 7/5 while supplies last. U.S. only. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 6/30. Subject to change.
Wendy's Strawberry Frosty is back for the summer. Because if it's summertime, it's Frosty time. Beach time, Frosty time. Tea time, Frosty time. Me time, Frosty time. Treat yourself to Wendy's Strawberry Frosty this summer and make time for Frosty time. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Now open till midnight or later.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary.
Lowe's knows you need the right tools and equipment for all your summer projects. And right now, you can save during Craftsman Days. Get the V20 2-tool combo kit for $99. You save $50. And get the 81-piece gunmetal chrome mechanics tool set for just $69. That's a savings of $80. Shop Craftsman Days now. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
The ghost pepper has a reputation, so does a ghost pepper wing that doesn't send you into tears make any sense? Does to us. That's why Popeye's ghost pepper wings are the perfect balance of flavor and fire. Popeye starts with intensely craveable flavor, adds the right amount of kick to keep things interesting, not Inferno wing, and then offers them at only $5 for 6 pieces. Because in New Orleans, we like to taste our food, not cry over it. Call us crazy. Love that chicken from Popeyes. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Additional terms apply.
This is the smell of the leftover tuna fish sandwich you left in your lunchbox over the weekend in a wimpy trash bag.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy!
Blech. And this is the smell of that same sandwich in a hefty, ultra-strong trash bag.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
Smell the difference? Hefty Ultra Strong has Arm & Hammer with continuous odor control, so no matter what's inside your trash, you can stay one step ahead of stinky. And for bigger jobs, try the superior strength of Hefty Large Black Bags.
Progressive presents Precious Moments.
Hey, Jess, want to come for a ride on my motorcycle? You know, we can talk about our feelings and explore our emotional compatibility.
I thought you'd never ask.
The exchange you just heard didn't actually happen, but it could. Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive and you could use the savings to make sure the motorcycle is always ready for your dream girl. So keep the dream alive and the savings coming with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
Office Depot Office Max has great deals on everything you need to succeed, like stylish furniture and chairs to keep you working comfortably, the latest tech to keep you organized and productive, calendars and planners to keep you on schedule, and cleaning supplies to keep your space spotless. It's the perfect time to stock up on the supplies you need to succeed, from the office to your home and everywhere in between. Need it fast? No problem. Place your order at OfficeDepot.com and pick it up in just 20 minutes at your nearest Office Depot or Office Max store.
Here we go. Adebayo's handed the ball. Finds Butler at the top. 23 seconds to go. Down 3. Butler one dribble. Handoff for Robinson. Nearly stolen. Back to Butler. Contested 3. Missed it. Rebound. Bruce Brown. Miami has to foul. They do with 14 seconds to go.
That's how it sounded on ESPN Radio. As for the first time in the franchise's 47-year history in the NBA, the Nuggets are champions. They outlasted the Heat 94-89 in Game 5, thanks to who else? Nikola Jokic, finished with 28 and 16 boards. Jokic was named Finals MVP, became the first player in history to lead the postseason in points, rebounds, and assists in the same postseason. Led everyone. Up 3-1 in the Stanley Cup final, the Golden Knights look to finish off the Panthers tonight in Las Vegas. SportsCenter is presented by Progressive Insurance. For a job you'll love, visit progressive.com/careers.
Back to Butler, contested three, missed it. Rebound, Bruce Brown. Miami has to foul. They do with 14 seconds to go. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets are finally NBA champions.
We would have liked to have been able to climb the mountaintop to be able to get that final win. You know, I told each one of the guys I love them, and I'm just super grateful that we were able to go through all of the experiences.
Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
Keyshawn J. Willimax, ESPN Radio. You can hear us on Sirius XM Channel 80, the ESPN app. Click more on the lower right-hand corner. Scroll down to live radio. We're right there. You can download the podcast. You can say play ESPN Radio on pop up on your smart speakers. See us on ESPN 2 till 8 a.m. on ESPNU till 10 a.m.
Can I tell y'all two things that I'm really hot on right now? I've been waiting to talk about this. And the last thing is going to lead us into our conversation about Jimmy Butler being a superstar or just being a star.
You have this whole thing planned out. Go ahead.
Number one, we've talked before about Denver taking the spirit of teams. So a sign of that to me last night was with 11 seconds left to go in the game, Kyle Lowry took a three. Miami was down 5. Kyle Lowry took a three. Denver got the rebound. As soon as Denver got the rebound, Miami Heat players, Duncan Robinson in particular, pulled out his jersey. The game was over with 11 seconds left to go in the game. Now, I've been part of a game called the Miracle Minute, right? I've seen Reggie Miller score 7-8 points in a span of like 9 seconds.
It was 8 points.
We've
the game
seen
was over
quick
and they beat the
turnarounds,
Nets,
right?
yeah.
So think about that moment and think about how defeated Miami must have felt in that moment to just stop, to quit. Like, I'm done. I'm out. Game over. With 11 seconds left to go in the game. That's number one. Number two, in order for Miami to have won that game last night, we've talked about seeing Jimmy Butler be aggressive. I could have told you Miami was going to lose in the first 7 minutes of the game. I didn't see Jimmy Butler be aggressive at all. I saw him try to take 2 layups. I saw him not even try to attempt a mid-range shot. I saw him get to the free throw line one time, but I didn't see an aggressive style of Jimmy Butler.
Why do you think that was, Jim?
I don't know. I can't answer that question. I do not know. I saw Bam be more aggressive than Jimmy Butler. Now, people can sit out there and talk about the ankle injury, but I'm with Jeff Van Gundy. And I think Jimmy Butler is too. If you're on the floor, I don't want to hear about an injury.
Well, he's not
because
telling you
everybody's
about
playing
it.
through injury.
He's
right?
not saying anything.
I know he's not, but like I'm trying to find ways in my brain to justify him not being aggressive, because if that were any other player, I feel like if that were me, if that were Key, you don't give Key the ball at the beginning of the game. Like, I'm going to set a tone that I'm either about to come out here and drop 50 on you guys, or this offense is going to come through me and I'm going to make everybody else better. It just didn't seem like he even set the tone for that to even occur.
Key, what if Jimmy, look, his play fell off right around the time of the ankle injury, right? Like, that's when you could see, doesn't look quite the same. So, and he won't use it as an excuse, but what if he knows they may need me to make a late fourth quarter push, which he did. It wasn't successful, but there was a moment in that game where you're like, oh, wow, is he going to do this?
He scored a hot 11 real quick.
Yeah, real quick in the fourth quarter, and he had him up in the fourth quarter, right? Maybe he knew early, like, I can't do that all game, but I could save that for the fourth quarter. What if it's that?
That's fine. Then let's go to the fourth quarter. Let's go to the dribble drive where he saw Jokic, where Bam is in the dunker spot. Right, and he gets double teamed, and he's looking to get flustered. He could have pulled up for a midi. Like, there are little things that you can do. Like, Jamal Murray always made that shot off the pivot where he turns over the right shoulder fadeaway. Right, so like, and Bam was actually below the 2. He could have hit a little behind the back pass. Granted, being a Tuesday morning quarterback, but like, it didn't feel like he was ever comfortable in this series. And there were times where he came off pick and rolls where he could shoot it, but it was like all of a sudden like he lacked
that one though.
The willingness to be aggressive in that moment.
We're playing.
And he directly looked at where he was going to pass. You never do that.
We're playing highlights on ESPN2, Jay, as you were saying that. And Jimmy Butler, that three he took, well, he skied for that thing.
He did, but that wasn't a foul. Like he got bailed out on that. He kicked his foot into the player.
But the player was in his way, though, Jay.
No, the player wasn't.
Right?
The player was closing out. Look, player's closing out. Player's standing up. He kicks his right leg into Aaron Gordon, and he gets fouled. That's not a foul. Key, I'm telling you, that's not a foul.
No, I said you're a basketball player. It just looked like a foul to me because in that situation, Jimmy Butler's coming down beyond the three-point line, and Gordon is right there beyond the three-point line. So they didn't give him any room to come down. From what I see, I understand his leg kicked out, but if he would have came down straight down, he would have wound up on his ankle anyway.
It's a close call. No. I thought it was a goal. But look, here's the question.
No, look, straight up, straight down.
Look at Gordon's ankle, though.
Yeah, but he came down. He kicked his legs out. I don't want to get into details.
I'm not going to argue with a guy
because
who's taking jump shots in the NBA.
You're not allowed to kick your legs out anymore in the game like you used to be a couple of years ago, and they changed that call. As long as they're not impeding your landing territory, and it's straight up, straight down for jump shots. So go ahead. No, go ahead,
Jay. I was going to ask you because you were talking about being aggressive and Jimmy Butler and this, that, and the other. When he was taking shots, they were not falling, right? But how does that have anything to do with his ankle? I mean, he's taking a shot. They're just not going in. They rattling around. They hitting the front of the rim. How does his ankle affect that?
I mean, look, I'm not going to make any excuses going because Jimmy's not talking about his ankle. I'm not going to talk about his ankle.
Well, everybody else was talking about his ankle, so I figured I asked.
No, I mean, I don't think it. Look, I think his ankle's okay.
So I think here's the question, guys.
It's just a matter of wouldn't you want your player, Max, superstar or star, whatever, Game 5 closeout scenario on the road to be aggressive right from the beginning?
It would be nice, and it's curious because Jimmy Butler, until a certain part of the playoffs, was unbelievable, and since then he was still very good defensively, and he still provided offense, just not very. He wasn't very aggressive, you're right, and he also wasn't very efficient at a certain point. But he was excellent in the fourth quarter again. I thought, look, can he be the best player on a championship team? I'll give you my answer. I think the answer is yes if there are two other guys right there with him. Like maybe he's better than Bam, but you got another guy who plays a different position than Bam, obviously, at least on Bam's level. He needs to do it. Like if Jimmy Butler is your best player, I'm not going to say you can't win a championship because he's gotten to 2 finals, but you need Bam Adebayo, and Tyler Hero needs to be someone better than someone like that needs to be an all-star caliber player.
If he had Kyle Lowry from 5 years ago or something like that,
right? Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jay.
I still don't know if that's
5.
But no, if you had that
better.
Kyle Lowry, it may be not enough. He may be not against this Denver team, but
5 years ago,
I think he could.
Yeah, 5 years ago, I think that type of player though.
Yeah,
from 5 years ago.
I mean, look, man, this whole thing, like if we're saying that there are 5 superstars in the league, I understand. I don't think Jimmy Butler has a superstar offensive skill set. I do think he has superstar abilities though, from a defensive perspective, from a leadership perspective, and from like a tough shot making perspective down the stretch. They were undermanned in this series. So guys, I mean, you're playing without a 20-point scorer. You're playing without Victor Oladipo. As much as people were sitting there and praising Gabe Vincent, he turned into a pumpkin the last 3 games. Max Strus is a catch shooter, right? It's not a slight on these guys. It's just saying like, there wasn't enough offensive firepower there for them to overcome that incredible mountain that is Denver.
Jimmy Butler's go ahead, Key.
No, I was going to say, I remember in Parcells would talk about certain players on our team that we had that were good players. But he would say, this 1 or 2 guys are good, but if I have too many of those, we're going to be in trouble.
Right.
Well, what happened to Tyler Hero last night?
There's a reason they weren't drafted. There's they can make you need some high end talent guys too.
I thought Tyler Hero was supposed to play last night.
Yeah, I know.
He had DNP. So I mean, it's like you see him warm up, you hear talk about him being questionable to playing, and you're looking for a burst of energy potentially. I get they were in the game. I mean, that's a Eric Spoelstra knows more about the game of basketball than I do. But I would be curious to hear that question asked him.
Well, you did say, Jay, this game was going to be tight. They're going to give him a great punch, but in the end, they're not going to fall.
Mm-hmm.
You did say that yesterday. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Jimmy Butler. Can he be the best player on a championship team? If he's not a superstar, is he the next thing to it? 888-SAY-ESPN, 729-3776. Your calls. And is the way the Heat went about building their roster, is that the new wave of the NBA? KJM.
We would have liked to have been able to climb the mountaintop. You know, I told each one of the guys I love them, and I'm just super grateful that we were able to go through all of the experiences.
I wish I could have got it done for these guys because they definitely deserve it. I mean, it was a whirlwind.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Mike Greenberg is Greeny.
He went to Boston and it ended in disaster. He went to Brooklyn and it ended in disaster. He went to Dallas, and I guess it's not over, but it was an unadulterated disaster what happened there. There's a buyer beware element with Kyrie that I totally get. But would I be surprised if the Lakers make a real push? Certainly if LeBron pushes hard for Kyrie, I would not be surprised at all.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app.
Hey, this is Bomani Jones. What's your favorite podcast? Let me tell you why that'll be number 2 after you listen to mine. 3 times a week, I'm going to challenge you to keep up with me as I discuss topics from the latest in technology and music, and people getting dunked on. Also, you'll get the very best analysis of the games, and we watch them with encyclopedic level historical connection. Plus, we have got a community of guests that you'll feel like are your closest friends in no time. Listen and subscribe to The Right Time with Bomani Jones Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
One of Major League Baseball's greatest rivalry.
It's the real deal. It's Yankees, Red Sox again.
New York. You cannot say enough good things about Stanton. Boston. Devers hammers this one to right. Looks at it, and the bats flip. Give us the rivalry. Sunday Night Baseball. Yankees, Red Sox. Sunday at 7 Eastern on ESPN. Presented by Casamigos Tequila.
Chris Canty and Chris Carlin are Canty and Carlin.
Talking to 2-time Super Bowl champ Damian Woody. Damian, I need you to help me out because I have a big problem. My parents have been up here visiting with me and my wife for the last 2 weeks. Now, this wasn't for leisure or vacation. My dad had a surgical procedure, so they just went back home to Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, my mom is having her retirement party. My question to you is this. How much time is too much time with your in-laws? Because my wife has been subjected to my parents for the last 2.5 weeks. Her and my dad are cool. Her and my mom, not necessarily out of eyes. As a husband, how do I smooth things over with my wife and my mama spending so much time around each other?
But you're going to have to do something for your wife. She's going to cash in those chips for having the in-laws in town for that period of time. You, my friend, are in trouble.
Canty and Carlin, weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
They liked Bill as a basketball player. They just didn't agree with his views off the court.
They would blame it on the length of my hair. They would blame it on who I voted for. I vote in every election. I express my feelings. I'm an engaged citizen. I'm part of a team. What is more mainstream than that?
30 for 30 presents The Luckiest Guy in the World, episodes 3 and 4, tonight at 8 Eastern on ESPN, streaming same night on ESPN+.
Back to Butler, contested 3, missed it. Rebound, Bruce Brown. Miami has to foul. They do with 14 seconds to go. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets are finally NBA champions.
We would have liked to have been able to climb the mountaintop to be able to get that final win. You know, I told each one of the guys I love them, and I'm just super grateful that we were able to go through all of the experiences.
sheep? What's up, black sheep?
This is,
Know who I am or when I'm
as the kids say, low key, one of the all-time great club hits too. Keyshawn J. Willimax, ESPN Radio.
On your knee, can't say
Pick it up. Back on the scene, no doubt. You could try, you know why? But you try. Is the way. What's up, Key?
I was gonna say this was on my high school highlight tape.
Right? Get him. So is the way the Heat went about building their roster the new wave in the NBA? A lot of undrafted guys, as Key, as you point out, you can't have too many of those guys, right? Like if you're the Lakers, you can do it because you have LeBron and AD. And now you can flesh out the roster, find an Austin Reeves, find this one, that one.
Yeah.
But that works with a LeBron and an AD. That, if Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo are your two best players, hard to win a title that way, but take your hat off to them because they've gotten to 2 finals and 3 conference finals in 4 years. So Jimmy Butler was asked the reason I bring this up is because the new CBA makes it hard to try to squeeze in 3 guys close to the max. Jimmy Butler was asked if the team needs to add more offensive-minded players at the post-game presser. Listen.
No. We just miss shots. That's what this league is about. We make 2 or 3 more shots. That's what it's been for us all year long. I think we did enough to win. You guard well. We're still in position to win. You don't have to score 100 points to win a basketball game. I think we'll be okay. That's Coach Patton and Coach Bo's job to put together another team, which I'm confident that they will do. And we'll take it from there.
What do you think, Jay?
Well, so look, there's no doubt in my mind that I think Miami, if they were fully healthy, would have had a legitimate chance. Like if this team had Tyler Hero that didn't get injured, I still would have favored Denver. I think they would have been able to punch above their weight because they would have been able to score differently. That's the one thing you felt like Miami was missing. You couldn't be reliant upon Gabe Vincent to create a lot of shots off the dribble. Other than Jimmy Butler and Gabe, nobody else had the ability to create their own shot. Nobody else. Max Strus is not a guy doing that consistently. Duncan Robinson is not a guy doing that. Bam Adebayo is a guy you like to put in pick and roll. He can bring the ball up the court, but he's not going to create his own shot. Tyler Hero brings a different dynamic to the table. Now, the question is if Tyler Hero really fits into the culture or if you can get a guy like Dame. If you can get a guy like Dame, that's a prolific scorer that takes the pressure off Jimmy. That him and Jimmy actually can be complementary towards each other with how they can use Bam. That elevates the roster to a completely different thresh mark.
And he's a dog.
Exactly. And he fits into the culture better than anybody. So like Tyler Hero, I love you. Congratulations on your 4-year, $130 million deal. Time to go. If I can get a guy like Dame, it's time to go. Draft picks, time to go. I can find like my history of my franchise. I am great if I'm Pat Riley at pinpointing talent that fits into our culture. I will figure it out if I have Dame, Jimmy Butler, and Bam.
Because Dame can go for 40 on any night. Any night he can just drop 40 on your head. Tyler Hero's not going to do that.
And space the floor crazy because Dame could take those deep threes.
And say, Jimmy Butler, take this. I got it. You can share. Jimmy Butler doesn't have anybody to share the load with. That's why we're seeing him. Like he looks dog tired in this game because he is.
Yeah. And the only reason why we even mentioned Dame is because Dame had a conversation with Brian Cuss the other day about a possibility of teams that, if in fact it was to ever come true, cities and teams that he would want to play in Miami was mentioned at the top. It's the only reason why we're talking about Dame.
It came out like a shot when he said Miami too. He's like Miami, definitely. Easy.
Pat Riley needs to go get him. Pat Riley.
No, I know. I just wanted
to secure the bag with Dame. Has to do it. Has, like capital H, capital A, capital S. Has to do it.
So in other words,
he always has in the past.
Figure it out, huh, Jay?
Yes, Key.
Figure out how to.
Well, think about this. For as great of a series as Jokic has had, being the Finals MVP, does he win it without Jamal Murray?
No.
Okay.
Probably not.
So, and I love Bam. Bam is good. But like Bam and Jamal Murray, we're talking about Jamal Murray being top 15 in the league. You talking about Bam being top 15 in the league? So if that can't happen without Jamal Murray for Jokic, who is being crowned right now as the best player in basketball, what the hell do you think Jimmy Butler needs?
Yeah, well, Pat Riley has always done this. I'll just remind everyone when he took over the Heat because the Knicks wouldn't cut him in on a piece of the action after he'd taken them to the finals and everything was looking great. I was a kid. I'm like, oh my God, I have Patrick Ewing and Pat Riley now, and we're going to win championships. But Knicks got stingy and didn't want to give Pat Riley the deal. So he went to Miami, and immediately what you saw, Jay, is, oh, wait, they got Tim Hardaway and Alonzo Mourning? That's a nice combination. And when that wasn't enough, suddenly it was like, oh, they draft Dwayne Wade. They put Shaq with Dwayne Wade? If Tim Hardaway and Alonzo Mourning don't get over the top, I bet you Shaq and Dwayne Wade. And sure enough, they did. And then it was LeBron and D Wade. Pat Riley will get his man. He'll get his man. Pat Riley realized that with the Shaq and D Wade, he was like, I put this team together. I'm not about to let this go to waste. Let me come on down out the press box and guide this team to victory.
Exactly.
Right? He'll do what he has to do. And now, if we're looking at Jimmy Butler and thinking he needs something else, a guy like Dame, if it's there, I would trust that Pat Riley would make that happen. I would trust he would. That's been his history. Greco in Queens has to pay up a bet, Jay.
Yeah.
To one Jay Will. What's up, Greco?
My Mets jacket.
Morning, Max. Morning, Jay. Morning, Key. Now, Jay, real quick, if check your IG, I just sent you a message. If you just message me back, let me know where I got to send it, or we could get Nuno. Y'all got my number. Text me some information where I can send it and get it to you. Okay. But I just wanted to say this real quick. We could get back to that, but sidebar. Key, if LeBron would have played like Jimmy Buckets played last night, he would have been crucified the next day. So I don't know if it was the ankle. I don't know if it was fatigue, but I don't know if it was point shaving I just got to see live in Game 5 last night. Like, that would have been my first time seeing that, but I don't know exactly what it was. But he didn't really come through last night to even make it a game. It was the others who really came through, so.
No, that's not true. He came through late in the fourth quarter. He scored 13 points
Wasn't
in
enough.
5 minutes.
What was he shooting before that? Like 2 for 18 or something like that?
But he pushed the
Greco, he
pedal
gave
all
him
the
the
way to
lead. He gave him the lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but listen, Matt, they had the lead. They had the lead in the second and third quarter, which they could have sustained if he would have been playing aggressive basketball.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, he wasn't playing aggressive basketball when he needed to. Within them 5 or so minutes in that game, he put the pedal to the floor in all gas.
But see, Key, this is what I'm talking about, though. Like, that's the first thing I said. The fact that he didn't start, it seemed like for like the first 2.5, 3 quarters, he was passive.
He had to save himself for the fourth quarter.
But you can't save yourself in a Game 5 closeout scenario.
Well, you might look at a team like Denver and think, look, they got so much, and maybe his ankle really is bad. Let's just assume, okay? And you might look and be like, man, I got to burst in the fourth, but I got to pace it. I got to keep us within spitting distance.
That's not the Jimmy Butler
So
mentality.
much more coming up on KJM, ESPN Radio.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail, the ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here at Total Wine & More, our amazing selection means you'll always
love what you find.
Dad, what are you doing here?
Just getting a sneak peek at my Father's Day gifts.
Well, I was thinking of getting you this Barrel Select bourbon.
That's a really nice bottle.
And Total Wine has it at the totally lowest price.
Wow. You always were my favorite.
Thanks, Dad.
Talking to the bourbon, sweetie.
Find what you love what you find. Like the perfect gift for Dad at the perfect price. Only at Total Wine & More.
And drink responsibly. B21.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. Consider STP Conventional to save on motor oil for your everyday vehicle. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP oil filter for only $26.99. Get the complete job done at the right price at any of our 6,200 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Brian Lalima here for Men's T Clinic. Fellas, are you feeling sluggish, not in tune with yourself, not getting that pump in the gym anymore because you feel like you've hit a wall or a plateau? Well, go get your testosterone levels checked at Men's T Clinic at 5 different locations here in Houston. While you're there, look into the other services like IV drip therapy, peptide therapy, libido, muscle mass, and so much more. Check them out online at menstclinic.com and start fine-tuning your body today with Men's T Clinic.
Pro Paint Days are here at Lowe's. Now through June 16th, Lowe's MVPs members can start earning 20% back in paint rewards via Lowe's e-gift card when you spend $100 or more on qualifying paint purchases. Stock up on top paint brands like our new and exclusive HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Spec-Rite Pro Interior Paint. Lowe's knows pros. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/L/pro loyalty terms. Subject to change.
Thanks to the Xfinity 10G network, my little brother's friends won't leave our house. When I was their age, internet with basically no interruptions was a pipe dream.
You sound like my grandpa.
Now through June 21st, new customers can get 200 megabit internet on the Xfinity 10G network for just $35 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
Wendy's Strawberry Frosty is back for the summer. Because if it's summertime, it's Frosty time. Beach time, Frosty time. Tea time, Frosty time. Me time, Frosty time. Treat yourself to Wendy's Strawberry Frosty this summer and make time for Frosty time. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Now open till midnight or later.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary.
Lowe's knows outdoor power equipment is the perfect gift for the dad who loves working on yard projects. And for a limited time only, you can gift him his favorites from Skill for less. Get a 40-volt, 14-inch string trimmer or blower for $119. Plus, save $50 on a 40-volt, 14-inch chainsaw, now $149. Save on Skill this Father's Day. Because Lowe's knows dads, Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/14. Selection varies by location. While supplies last.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Beacon, always building.
Welcome to Game 5 of the NBA Finals.
Every real hooper wants to be on this stage and be in this moment.
Quarter drive between the legs, layup is good. How did he get that to go in?
We just showed what we're capable of on the biggest stage in the world.
Murray, jumper, puts it in. Jokic drives down the lane, layup is good. Jokic is having his way, feeling it.
It's a good feeling when you know that you did something that nobody believes in.
At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio. Nice morning in New York City. Getting into the low 70s today. What about seeing it on ESPN2 right now? A little overcast, but pleasant outside. Morning, Jay. Morning, Key.
What up, baby? All the smoke is completely gone, huh?
It hasn't, like the wind patterns or whatever. Yeah,
The fires are still going on. That's the crazy part in Canada.
I know.
But they probably are they still going? I mean, I know they're still going, but are they still kind of like crazed like that or no?
I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Yeah, I don't know. But in New York, you're right. It's not like it was.
You were a damn scientist. You're sitting up there explaining to us that they're still going on. I'm just trying to understand. Are they burning crazy? Is it thousands of acres? I don't know.
Jay, please file a full report later in the show.
Okay.
When you go to Get Up.
You usually know everything, though, Jay.
No, I don't.
You usually know everything, so I can ask you about anything.
No, I don't.
You know?
I want to know about deforestation. I'd like to know about climate change and its effect on the duration and the intensity of the burning. Yes.
I got the co-host wrong. Max.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, my bad. What is it up there?
What's the latest update?
Burning. Yeah, give me the latest update.
I couldn't tell you. I could tell you that you're right in your observation that the air in New York is much better than it was a couple days ago.
Oh goodness.
I'm like Cliff Clavin, right?
Yeah, you are.
All right. So the Joker got his title and his finals MVP. And the question is now, the question
is
in
he
everyone's
born?
mind immediately upon his winning this game, all across the country, all across the world, was where is he in Max Kellerman's top 20 players all time? That was the question. He finished with 28 points and 16 boards. First player in the history of the NBA to lead the playoffs in points, rebounds, and assists. Yeah, it's pretty good. So where is he in the top 20?
So let's just go over the resume real quick before you go into your list. We have current average 20.2 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, 6.6 assists in the regular season. For the Joker.
You mean for his career?
Yep, for a career.
Oh, but why would you do the career? I don't get it.
Why wouldn't I do the career?
because it doesn't capture, it averages in a guy's early years where he's still ascending.
Of course, yeah. All right, we're looking at body of work, right?
No, not necessarily. Not. I wouldn't say the mean of his points.
First off, why you're getting triggered? I'm not even countering your point.
I'm just pointing out. It's not a useful statistic.
I'm going to lay out for this one.
How is it not useful?
Go ahead.
How is somebody's career? So in somebody's career, you say one NBA champion. Is that useful?
Jay, there's a difference between creating an average when someone's still on their way up as a means of capturing what they've done in their career versus taking a portion of their career where they hit their prime or something like that. It skews it in the wrong direction. For example, if you were to say,
I got a chance to put out one stat, you didn't even know how I was skewing it. You didn't even know which direction I was even going. You just became triggered with it.
Not triggered at all.
Jay, what I was going to say to you as a sitting here and observing this tit for tat back and forth, I was going to say, Max, why don't you let him finish so you can hear everything before you
jump me?
Just let him.
Your career scoring average.
Oh my goodness!
Seemed to me to be
no, wait, look, though,
let him take it away, Kiko.
Completely wrong, and you may be right, but you got to let him finish so we can get him.
Point taken. Point taken.
Yeah.
I mean, one NBA champion, one NBA Finals MVP, 2 regular season MVPs, averaged 30, 14, and 10 in the postseason on 55, 46, and 80% from the field. Beat KD and Booker in 6, beat LeBron and AD in 4, beat playoff Jimmy in 5, most playoff triple-doubles ever, most assists ever by a center, first 30, 20, and 10 finals game, and a finals MVP.
Now, I closed my eyes when you were saying
I want to set the table like that for you, but then you...
Well, no, but I think the scoring average for his career is like...
I closed my eyes when you were saying that, just to hear you. Man, that's the best player in the world.
Yeah, he's the
best player in the game.
That's the best player in the game right now.
And he makes everyone around him better. So here's how I would put that in. And by the way, the highest PER for what that's worth all time in a single season belongs to Jokic. And this year he had another top 15 all-time PER season. The quality of his prime is outstanding. Okay. MJ, LeBron, Kareem, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain. Those 5 guys at one point or another, there was wide-ranging consensus, or at least a large minority of the population, like large, that thought that's the best player ever. Magic, Kobe, Bird, Shaq, Steph, all had multiple, usually, MVPs and final MVPs, and at one point or another were considered the best player in the game. And oftentimes, many of those guys sustained that for a period of several years. I think Tim Duncan probably belongs in that category too. I have him at 11. Hakeem, Moses, and KD, you can say the same thing about the guys I said before them. I would have them a tick below the other guys, but okay, that could be debated. But I think those 14 are cemented. And then the question is, who's 15? KG was maybe not ever the best player in the world, but close to it, and a great player who was the best player in a championship team. Oscar Robertson was the standard at point guard for years, really, before Magic Johnson. Jerry West was an all-time great. Same thing with Elgin Baylor, though he never won a title. Dr. J's best work took place in the ABA, but super great player. Dirk Nowitzki was the best player in the game, probably for a year. Isaiah Thomas, back-to-back titles. And among the great all-time point guards, Giannis has a similar resume to Joker, actually. And David Robinson won an MVP, won a finals. You know, he won two chips. One last season.
99 and 2003.
Yep. So the question is, those are the candidates, along with Joker, in my mind, for that 15th slot. And I could tell you, just looking at it, I'm taking the Joker, given how much better he makes the people around him, given what he just did in these playoffs to win finals MVP, but really playoff MVP, given his back-to-back MVPs in the regular season that could have easily been 3 in a row, which almost no one's ever done. I'm taking him over Isaiah, Dirk.
Can't do over Isaiah.
Isaiah Thomas was never considered the best player in basketball.
Isaiah Thomas won 2 MVPs. He's won 3.
No, regular season?
Yes.
Isaiah Thomas won regular season
84
MVP?
and 86.
Was regular season MVP? Not
80.
No. I don't think so.
84 and 86.
I have to look that up. I'm almost sure you're wrong, but go ahead.
All right. I mean, he led the Pistons to consecutive championships, 89 and 90. Was named the MVP of the finals in 1990 and 12 All-Star games, and was named MVP in 1984 and 1986.
I'm looking up the MVP. I do not recall him getting 2 MVPs, but I could be wrong. You know, it does not often that I'm wrong, Jay, but it does happen from time to time. You can look that up.
Yep.
I'm going to look it up. Lot of things here to look up. Anyone in the control room want to help me since I'm hosting a show? Can anyone take out their phone?
Time is up, Max. Final answer.
This is what Jay does.
Do you have a final answer, Max?
And then
we're over here.
Can anyone in the control room please look up Isaiah Thomas MVPs? Please.
But anyway, whether or not he's been MVP or whatnot, it certainly would be hard pressed to remove him off a list.
Okay, here's the MVP for Isaiah Thomas.
I
Here
thought
is
he won, did not win
846? 17, 16, 5, 9, 9, 8, 12, 17, 13, 13. He never won MVP. He once came in top 5. So as usual, Jay is just making up stats.
No, it
now
says right here. I'm
stopping the show.
I was wrong.
Okay.
I says here. He was named MVP in 84. Okay, I guess I was wrong.
See what happens, Max, when you allow him to finish, you get the right answer.
So
you see that? You see how that goes?
you have a point.
No, but you see how that goes. Because if you would have continued to interrupt him, you would have never, ever been able to
All-Star
get
MVP.
the right stuff.
All-Star MVP.
I remember the 84 All-Star MVP.
My fault.
I
stand corrected.
Isaiah Thomas was never considered the best player in the game.
Though.
No, he's on this list of candidates. Like, who else should be in the top 20? Isaiah has an incredible resume, but he wasn't ever in the position that Jokic is in now, perceived as the best player in the game, multiple MVP, so much better than everyone else in the playoffs, right?
Let me ask you this, though, Max. So he needs to be right underneath Giannis, then, correct?
But that's the question. That's, to me,
because he can't. It's the same. If you're telling me 2 MVPs and a championship, let's just leave it there.
Yep.
Let's not get into the points and this and that and blah blah blah. Let's just leave it right there.
I totally agree. Those are the candidates for 15 to me. It's Giannis and Joker. Both have at one time or another been perceived as the best player in the game. Both have multiple regular season MVPs. Both have finals MVPs. Both put up stupid numbers in the regular season and had great postseasons, right?
Hey,
it comes down to Giannis or Joker for the 15th slot.
Let me ask you this, Jay. Who's a harder player to defend, though?
I don't even know how to answer that, because they both do things very differently. Like they're 2 different players.
So let me rephrase the question.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you rather have on your team, and not recency bias? I'm just talking about from what you know as an ex-basketball player, Naismith winner, second pick of the Chicago Bulls, all that. From what you know, who would you rather have?
I mean, as a guard, my dream would have Nikola Jokic. I mean, I played very similarly to Jamal Murray, right? So having a guy that I can come off any pick and roll. I mean, I had one of the best weapons in all college basketball in Shane Battier, And that dude is way different than Shane Battier. And we dominated college basketball in a pick and roll perspective.
Do you like Jokic's shooting from the outside and playmaking or Giannis's defense? That's what it really, in a comparison to those two players. Giannis is more of a rim protector and a better defender overall. Joker's obviously a better shooter from the outside and a better playmaker
I hate answering
with
this
the ball.
question for anybody that just says it's one or the other. Like I would start to question your basketball acumen, right? Because how is my roster constructed?
Right.
Like what pieces do I have?
So in other words, it's that close between Giannis and the Joker.
I think as it relates to their dominance and how they impact the game, yes.
Stop.
So if you had to pick one at 15.
I said I would pick
All
Joker.
right. So by the way, I just want to point out, guys, he won Finals MVP, and my claim that he's in the 12 to 15 conversation, but certainly top 20 doesn't sound so ridiculous anymore, right? Like he's right there. You might have him 21, you might have him 15, whatever, but he's floating in that range right now already. Not just centers, like any position. Are the Nuggets headed for a dynasty?
Uh-oh.
After Jay has this from FanDuel.
Uh-oh. Yes, Jay. Yeah, Jay, it's, Isaiah Thomas, man.
You're built with the ambition and compassion it takes. So we built Galen College of Nursing with dedicated faculty support and prerequisites built in. You are built for a future in nursing, and Galen is built around you. Get started at galencollege.edu.
Do you love where you live? Do you have to drive by convenience stores with unsavory characters out front? Do you hear gunshots, or for that matter, train tracks? Do you hear loud noises? Do you feel safe? Do you hear sirens, or sirens, as we say in Orange, late at night or all day long? Because RepublicGrandRanch.com is a great place to call home. There are lots of reasons people call it home. 844-700-LAND. 844-700-LAND.
As you navigate life's big changes, like moving or expanding your family, it's important to ensure you have the right health insurance coverage. That's where Health Markets can help. A licensed insurance agent with Health Markets can help you with personalized guidance to find the right plan for your unique situation at no cost to you. With Affordable Care Act plans, sometimes called Obamacare, you can rest easy knowing that many screenings, pre-existing conditions, and preventative care are covered. Shop online or with a Health Markets agent to get started on the path to health insurance coverage. Learn more at healthmarkets.com. Don't let life changes catch you off guard. Trust Health Markets to find you coverage. That's healthmarkets.com. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed as an insurance agency in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on your enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
Pro Paint Days are here at Lowe's. Now through June 16th, Lowe's MVPs members can start earning 20% back in paint rewards via Lowe's e-gift card when you spend $100 or more on qualifying paint purchases. Stock up on top paint brands like our new and exclusive HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Spec Right Pro Interior Paint. Lowe's knows pros. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/L/pro loyalty terms. Subject to change.
The last step is after you're a champion is to be a dynasty. So we're not satisfied. We accomplished something this franchise has never done before. And I think we just showed through 16 playoff wins what we're capable of.
I'm not a really optimistic guy, but that gave me a hope that we can do something.
Keyshawn J. Willimax, ESPN Radio, presented by Progressive Insurance. So we just came off a conversation in the last segment. You can download the podcast if you missed it, about where Jokic rates all time. Is he top 15? I think he is. Jay, I think push comes to shove, you would put him there. Certainly top 20. No one could put him out of the top 25 all time, but I would have him like 15. But a lot of this is trying to hit a moving target, right? You're trying to, it's not just what he's done, it's where you anticipate he's going still. Like, you don't think this is it, he'll never be good again. You think there's more to come. And so same thing with Giannis. If they stop now, you might look and go, let me reevaluate David Robinson against them or someone like that, right?
The Admiral was sick.
Yeah, he was sick. Mm-hmm. And really is not remembered as being as good as he was because he played with Hakeem and Shaq.
Yeah, but he also played in an era where it's not a lot of social media hype. He played for the Spurs.
Yeah. No, Admiral was no joke.
Yeah.
Was no joke. Come on. But that's my point, Key. Like, it's not that Giannis and Jokic have already done more than him, although that's debatable, right, in terms of their status in the league. It's where we think they're still going. So the question really is, are the Nuggets headed for a dynasty? Or at least are they not done winning championships? Michael Malone, the Nuggets head coach, was asked this very question at the post-game press conference.
Pat Riley said something many years ago. I used to have it up on my board when I was a head coach in Sacramento, and I talked about the evolution in this game and how you go from a nobody to an upstart. And you go from an upstart to a winner, and a winner to a contender, and a contender to a champion. And the last step is after a champion is to be a dynasty. So we're not satisfied. We accomplished something this franchise has never done before, but we have a lot of young, talented players in that locker room. And I think we just showed through 16 playoff wins what we're capable of on the biggest stage in the world. And the best part about it is the people I just did that with.
I mean, I have to say is, shout out to DeAndre Jordan, who finally got a chip. Who would have thought that DeAndre Jordan would get one before Blake Griffin or CP3? Like, I just go back to those Clipper days, right? It's like those are the type of stories that you see within the franchise. Or a guy like Christian Brown, who won 3 straight high school championships, came off last year winning a college championship with KU, and is now an NBA champion in his rookie year.
And made real contributions.
Real contributions. Yeah. Like, those are the kind of stories you have on the squad.
Are they headed to be a dynasty? Give me the ages of the years of Jokic and Murray and Porter, Jay.
Everybody's on contract for the next couple of years. The only person, Key, who I think is an unrestricted free agent, I need to look it up, is Bruce Brown. But everybody else is on contract for next year.
I'll give you the ages.
I'll give you the ages.
Here we are. I got him in front of me.
Player option. He has a player option. So.
I got him in front of me. Jokic is 28. Jamal Murray is 26. KCP is 30. Christian Brown is 22. Bruce Brown is 26. KCP, I mentioned that already. Aaron Gordon's 27. So their nucleus is in their mid to late 20s.
All I care about is the 3 to 4 guy. KCP, I'm talking about the young bucks.
Aaron Gordon is 27. So the two big ones, Jokic is 28, Jamal Murray's 26, Gordon is 27, Porter Jr. is 24.
And this is each, 6 years in the league for them mainly? 6, 7 years?
Like around, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
So usually from without pulling out my phone and doing the research, when you usually win early like this in your career, you start to develop that dynasty type environment because you're not going anywhere, right? You, as a core, you're not going anywhere. It's usually teams like the Celtics when Larry Bird was young, or Magic was young, or when LeBron was in Miami, they were still young, or Kobe was young with Shaq. They were in that 6, 7 year type in their career. Then they got hit, they started hitting. You look at Golden State. Steph Curry and them hit early, and then they just started, and they add a few other pieces around them. They become the core. So it's not without reason that the Nuggets could potentially, this could be a jump start to some sort of dynasty where you see them win 1 or 2 over the next 5 years.
See, that's where I am, Key. What you just said, when people say dynasty, if they're like, this is a three-peat, wait a minute. Jamal Murray just got healthy again for the playoffs, right? There were 2 years in between where he wasn't healthy. And Jokic won his first title at 28. Like, I look at the Spurs with Tim Duncan. They got 5 chips over, like, whatever it was, 18 years, but they won early with Tim Duncan and never went back to back. If what you're saying by dynasty is they have another chip or 2 in them over the next half dozen years, I could get with that. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to look like the Chicago Bulls, three-peating, but, or the Warriors winning, 3 out of 4 or something. But I could see him winning another one, and maybe even another one.
As long as that nucleus, Jay, you know this, man. As long as that nucleus stay together, they're going to grow together.
They're going to keep knocking on the door.
They're going to be a hard out for quite some time.
My thing is, for the next 4 to 5 years, Denver is going to be knocking on the door of winning multiple championships. Now, whether they get through the door or not, that will be TBD. We'll see what moves Phoenix is able to make. If Phoenix is able to get James Harden, you're looking at Phoenix very differently. Mm-hmm. You're looking at Denver and that matchup very differently.
But even then, maybe Phoenix pops and gets one. But given KD's age, James Harden's age, right, versus these guys in their mid to late 20s, I think really with Porter Jr.'s back and the way he played throughout most of the playoffs, they'd like out of that deal, I would imagine. But Aaron Gordon is actually, to me, the third most important piece on that team right now. He's their defender who can lock up the best player on the other team. He's athletic. He's big. He's 27 years old. His offense maybe at this point is a touch underrated. Like, you have that guy to add to the big two cogs, Jokic, who makes everyone better and is an all-time great in his prime, and Jamal Murray, who is a playoff killer. It's a lot. And they both shoot. Jamal Murray can shoot it, and Jokic can shoot it. They can score it from the outside.
Stan Kroenke, they're going to have interesting issues, though, right? Like, you're paying Michael Porter on the max. You're paying Jamal Murray on the max. You're paying Jokic on the max. You're paying Aaron Gordon damn near close to max.
It's the Porter.
So it's a lot of the pieces that end up fitting, and whether you can retain it. Look, it's a matter, you can retain. You know how this stuff goes. Like, the longer teams play together, guys start to say, I want more. I want my own thing. Like, can you keep all those egos aligned?
So when you think about the biggest impediments to a Nuggets dynasty, one is the competition's going to get better. It was a little wide open this year. Two is health, especially of Jamal Murray, right?
And Michael Porter Jr. That back is a real thing, man.
Right. I would say three. I'll even take health out of Porter Jr. because it's so obvious. Three is the Porter contract. Can they eat that? Are they going to be able to, especially with the new CBA, compete year in and year out, where you have your two pillars in Jokic and Murray, but you are going to be saddled with a near max deal on a player whose health makes him, much less than that, right? Much less a player than that. That'll be the question. The Porter Jr. contract. Can the Nuggets repeat? After Jay has this from FanDuel.
Make a fast break to FanDuel during the NBA playoffs, because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $2,500. Visit FanDuel.com/play and get a no-sweat first bet up to $2,500. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA.
21 plus in select states. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit KESGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. GamblingHelplineMA.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.